Chapter 374. The Pursuit of a Level 8 Heavenly Beast. A Level 8 Heavenly Beast, Flood Dragon. In the heart of the extreme point of life, there's actually a Level 8 Heavenly Beast. Yi Qinfeng's heart couldn't help but tremble when he saw the Flood Dragon twisting its huge body and flying rapidly towards him. With his current strength, he could easily defeat a Level 4 Defiant Beast King. But he was no match for a Level 8 Heavenly Beast Jiao Dragon, who had a thin true dragon bloodline flowing in his body, which was an existence that even a Level 4 combat Beast Emperor would fear. And Yi Qinfeng guessed that the sudden appearance of this terrifying flood dragon was most likely due to the shattering of the life Dao Steel. Hundun, Senior Sister Fu, let's go. The horned dragon was getting closer and closer. Yi Qinfeng summoned the golden rock wings without hesitation and held Fu Yue in his arms. He flew out of the pole of life with the shocked divine beast of chaos. God Eater Brain break. Quickly escaping to the edge of the life Dao Steel, the power of the God Eater Brain immediately erupted, forcibly tearing apart the restriction, and one man and one beast flew out. Not long after the man and the beast flew out of the restrictive spell, a huge explosion sounded. The furious one-horned flood dragon broke through the restrictive spell with its absolute strength and chased after Yi Qinfeng. Hundun, do you have any means to slow down the one-horned Jiao Dragon's pursuit? Feeling that the one-horned Jiao Dragon was getting closer and closer, Yi Qinfeng was burning with anxiety. I'll try my best, but when we get out, you'll have to give me some high-grade Yao cores as compensation, the Chaos Divine Beast said, gritting his teeth. Good. As long as we can escape, I will definitely compensate you. Yi Qinfeng agreed without hesitation. Soul Ignition, Roar of Chaos. The divine beast of chaos gritted its teeth. It burned its soul, forcibly condensing a terrifying mouth, and let out a deafening roar at the single-horned flood dragon that was chasing after it. It roared at the single-horned flood dragon that was chasing after it. Roar! The terrifying sound shook the 9 heavens. The air was directly blown apart by this flowing sound, and the sky trembled. Although the Chaos Divine Beast was only left with its soul, and its power was far from the Level 8 Heavenly Beast Horned Flood Dragon, it was still a divine beast after all, and had the aura of a divine beast flowing in its bones. Facing the roaring attack of the Chaos Divine Beast, the flood dragon instinctively felt fear. This fear seeped into the deepest part of its soul, greatly slowing down the flood dragon's pursuit. Seizing this opportunity, Yi Qinfeng immediately let the weakened Chaos Divine Beast enter his body. He burned the golden rock bloodline to increase his speed and flew out of the pole of life with Fu Yue. Yin Yin Yin. Looking at Yi Qinfeng and the young man flying away, the one-horned flood dragon came back to its senses and let out an uncontrollable roar. It twisted its huge body, passed through the whirlwind, and continued to chase after Yi Qinfeng and the young man, determined to kill them. Damn it, this flood dragon is chasing us too closely. How can we get rid of it? Running away with Fu Yue, Yi Qinfeng's flying speed was greatly reduced. Soon, the one-horned flood dragon closed the distance between them again, bringing them a great threat. Once the one-horned flood dragon caught up with them, with its power that was even more terrifying than a Level 4 combat Beast Emperor, Yi Qinfeng would not be able to fight back even if he used his life spirit technique. Just as Yi Qinfeng was anxiously thinking of a way to escape, his powerful soul suddenly sensed a terrifying aura in the depths of the forest. Level 8 Heavenly Beast, it's the Golden Iron Ape. All of a sudden, Yi Qinfeng remembered that there was a Level 8 Heavenly Beast residing in the forest of the extreme of life. His eyes lit up, and he immediately thought of a way to escape. Quickly flapping his golden rock wings, he took the risk and flew towards the gold-furred Iron Ape's resting area. Very soon, he saw a golden-furred iron ape the size of a small hill through the gaps between ancient trees that were several hundred meters tall. Its entire body was covered in a thick layer of golden fur, and it was currently lying under a waterfall. It was loudly snoring and dreaming. Yi Chen-feng and the horned flood dragon quickly flew over, waking up the sleeping golden-haired iron ape. When it opened its bell-sized eyes and saw Yi Chen-feng and the horned flood dragon, its eyes turned blood red. It bared its several-meter-long fangs and roared at the empty air. Wind riding technique. Facing the golden iron ape's attack, Yi Chen-feng, whose blood and qi was boiling, immediately unleashed the extreme-level heavenly skill wind riding technique that he had learned in the Death Ridge. His entire body turned into a gust of wind, increasing his speed by 3 times in a very short time, forcefully breaking through the strong air currents and continuing to escape. Die, you little trash! When Yi Chen-feng flew past it with Fu Yue, the golden-haired iron ape's huge palm, which was filled with a few million pounds of strength, descended from the sky, wanting to smash them into minced meat. However, Yi Chen-feng's flying speed was just too fast, and he managed to dodge the golden iron ape's attack. The huge palm struck the ground viciously, causing several li of the ground to collapse as cracks spread out quickly. At this time, the one-horned flood dragon that was chasing after them flew over, but it was stopped by the furious golden-haired iron ape. The iron ape roared, "One-horned, how dare you come to my territory and disturb my sleep?" As it said that, the enraged golden iron ape opened its mouth wide, and a torrent of demonic energy surged out like a violent wave, smashing heavily onto the one-horned flood dragon's huge body, stopping it. "Iron ape, get out of my way quickly. Don't let that little brat escape." The one-horned flood dragon opened its huge mouth and roared loudly, the aura from its body sweeping up a large area of air. "One-horned, you trespassed into my territory and still dare to be so arrogant. Looks like you want to fight." The golden-furred steel ape ignored the one-horned flood dragon's warning and roared furiously, about to attack. "Iron ape, that little brat, just now used some unknown method to shatter the central steel of the extremity of life. Now, the life chi in the core area of the extremity of life is starting to dissipate, and it will soon affect the entire extremity of life. When that happens, it will greatly affect our transformation speed." The one-horned flood dragon knew how terrifying the golden iron ape was, and it suppressed the anger in its heart and told it the truth. "What? The central steel has been shattered." Hearing the news, the golden iron ape was stunned. In the next moment, its blood-red eyes shot out a thick flame, and it gave a loud roar to the skies, flying up into the air to chase after Yi Chen-feng together with the one-horned flood dragon. However, Yi Chen-feng had already taken advantage of the opportunity when the golden iron ape was blocking the one-horned flood dragon, and he had already shaken them off. He quickly flew towards the light screen prohibition. About an hour later, Yi Chen-feng, who was flying at high speed, saw the light screen prohibition from afar. The one-horned flood dragon and the golden iron ape, who were furious and stamping with rage, caught up with him again and gradually closed the distance between them. Prohibition open. The power of the God-Eater brain was fully unleashed, and it released a soul light beam, forcibly tearing a hole in the heavenly prohibition. Yi Chen-feng quickly flew out with Fu Yue. Not long after Yi Chen-feng and Fu Yue flew out of the heavenly prohibition, the heavenly prohibition was attacked by the furious one-horned flood dragon and the golden iron ape. Cracks spread across the surface of the heavenly prohibition like a spider web. When the one-horned flood dragon and the golden iron ape unleashed their absolute power and penetrated the heavenly prohibition, they found that Yi Chen-feng and Fu Yue had already disappeared. "Despicable human, I'll kill you no matter where you go." The one-horned flood dragon let out an uncontrollable roar and split up with the golden iron ape to chase after Yi Chen-feng. They were determined to kill him to vent their hatred. However, the polar regions of life and death were too big, and 2 level 8 heavenly beasts wanted to find Yi Chen-feng in the polar regions of life and death. No doubt it was like looking for a needle in a haystack. About 2 days later, Yi Chen-feng, who had been flying at high speed, successfully flew out of the polar regions of life and death, passed through the valley full of space cracks, and safely returned to the extreme ice snow forest. Mobile reading site, book address, For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Save button below to record this reading record, and you will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 375. Space Devourer Bug North Sea City, the largest city in the North Sea state. It was also the largest trading hub in the North Sea state. Every day, a large number of rare treasures and spirit items would flow into the city through various channels. There were also countless martial artists entering and exiting the city to purchase treasures that they were interested in through the city's auctions and treasure pavilions. North Sea City, we have finally arrived. After leaving the extreme ice-snow forest, Yi Chen-feng and Fu Yue took off their human skin masks and revealed their true appearance. After a few days of traveling, they finally arrived at North Sea City. Senior sister, what information do you want to buy from the Sky Pavilion? Following the bustling crowd, Yi Chen-feng and Fu Yue walked into the prosperous and bustling North Sea City. As they walked, Yi Chen-feng asked, I want to know where my family is in the North Sea state now. Fu Yue said softly, Senior sister, are you from the North Sea state? Yi Chen-feng asked, No, I am not from the North Sea state. I am from the Western continent. However, my family was destroyed by the Western Devil sect, and only a few people survived. Not long ago, I received news that third uncle and the rest came to the North Sea state. I want to find them. After experiencing life and death with Yi Chen-feng, Fu Yue had completely acknowledged Yi Chen-feng and trusted him completely. She did not hide anything from him and slowly said, It's fine. Western Devil sect? Yi Chen-feng did not expect Fu Yue's background to be so tragic. He frowned slightly and asked, Senior sister, how strong is this Western Devil sect? The Western Devil sect is a 7th-rank sect. Their overall strength is much stronger than the Northern Spirit Region's #1 sect, Misty Mountain. There is an Emperor-level master in the sect. When Fu Yue mentioned the Western Devil sect, her beautiful eyes could not help but reveal a fierce look. Senior sister, when I become an Emperor-level master one day, I will definitely avenge your Fu family and destroy the Western Devil sect. Yi Chen-feng sensed that Fu Yue's emotions were a little unstable and promised softly. Chen-feng, if you can really avenge the Fu clan, the entire Fu clan will acknowledge you as our master. After witnessing Yi Chen-feng's heaven-defying talent, Fu Yue completely believed that as long as he was given enough time, he would definitely be able to avenge her family. Senior sister, you're exaggerating. Yi Chen-feng smiled and said confidently, but I believe that day won't be too far away. As they spoke, Yi Chen-feng and Li Wuyo arrived at a dark gray building that was 3 stories tall. It gave off a mysterious and oppressive feeling. Skyspan Pavilion. This is the place. Let's go in. Looking up at the black signboard, Yi Chen-feng and Fu Yue stepped on the wooden stairs that exuded a faint sandalwood fragrance and slowly walked in. Skyspan Pavilion was the most mysterious pavilion in North Sea City. No one knew its background or origin, but it was the most well-informed place in the entire North Sea state. As long as something happened in the North Sea state, Skyspan Pavilion could find a way to investigate it, but the premise was that one had to pay Skyspan Pavilion a high price. What kind of information do you two want to buy? Yi Chen-feng and Yi Qingyu had just walked into the sky-reaching pavilion when a beautiful woman of the mystic beast ancestor realm walked out. She was dressed in a white lotus root qipao and had a plump figure. She sized them up and asked in a flat voice, I want to inquire about the whereabouts of a few people. With that, Fu Yue took out an exquisite envelope and handed it to the woman. Well, the people you want to find are not from the North Sea state. Seeing the information on the few people that Fu Yue wanted to inquire about, the woman asked faintly, Well, they should have just arrived in the North Sea state not long ago. I wonder if your pavilion can find their whereabouts? Fu Yue nodded and said, Yes, but it's more troublesome to find these people, so the price is higher. It costs a total of 50 million low-grade soul crystals. The woman said, So expensive? Fu Yue frowned slightly. She did not have so many low-grade soul crystals. We'll buy this information. I wonder when your pavilion can give us the accurate information in a few days. Yi Chanfeng, who had more than 500 million low-grade soul crystals, asked. The deposit is 10 million low-grade soul crystals. 7 days later, bring the remaining low-grade soul crystals to Skyspan Pavilion to get the information. The woman took a deep look at the generous Yi Chenfeng and said faintly, "Okay." Yi Chenfeng nodded and paid the deposit of 10 million low-grade soul crystals without hesitation. By the way, there's one more thing I want to ask. After paying the deposit, Yi Chenfeng continued to ask, does your pavilion know where I can buy high-grade heavenly beast demonic cores and formation stones? This information is not expensive. It only costs 1 million low-grade soul crystals. Pay the soul crystals, and I'll answer you directly. The woman said, "Okay." With that, Yi Chenfeng took out another 1 million low-grade soul crystals to pay for the information. 2 days later, there will be a private trade fair in North Sea City. There will be high-grade demonic cores for trade. Here are 2 trading badges. Take the badges, and you can enter the private trade fair trade. The woman gave the 2 exquisite trading badges to Yi Chenfeng and Fu Yue and told them the location of the trade. "Thank you." After receiving the badges, Yi Chenfeng and Fu Yue did not linger. They left the oppressive Skyspan Pavilion and went to rest in an elegant inn with good scenery. Yi Chenfeng and Fu Yue stayed in 2 luxurious rooms. Yi Chenfeng took out the universe ring that the one-armed man had obtained after killing the Ice Emperor. He broke the seal on the ring and released his soul power into it. As expected, the Ice Emperor did not leave behind anything. Yi Chenfeng sighed softly. Apart from the Ice Emperor's low-grade, heaven-grade frostblade, there was nothing valuable. However, the one-armed man's yin-yang ring gave Yi Chenfeng a big harvest. The low-grade heaven-grade withered white blade, the top-grade heaven-grade deathly silent blade, the high-grade heaven-grade frost palm, 8 top-grade earth-grade soul crystals, 38,000 high-grade soul crystals, 10 million mid-grade soul crystals, 1 heaven-grade soul pill, and 32 earth-grade soul pills. These are insect eggs. At the end of the inspection, Yi Chenfeng found thousands of mysterious insect eggs in the one-armed man's yin-yang ring. He thought of the insect eggs that he had sealed in the jade box and used the water of life to hatch them. He took out the jade box with the runes on it. I wonder if the insect eggs have hatched. Yi Chenfeng removed the restriction on the jade box and opened it. He saw an insect that was as thick as a thumb. It was completely black and had a round mouth full of teeth. It was swallowing the other insect eggs. What kind of insect is this? Yi Chenfeng looked at the ferocious-looking insect and muttered to himself. At this moment, the divine beast of chaos emerged from his body. Looking at the thumb-sized black bug, he exclaimed, "Holy sh*T! You hatched a space swallower. Boss, you are so lucky." Chaos. Is there anything special about this space swallower? Looking at the surprised look of the chaos divine beast, Yi Chenfeng felt that this space swallower was not simple and asked. This space swallower is one of the ancient strange insects. Its body has a space of its own, and it has the ability to swallow space restrictions and travel across space. It is said that the space wormhole that runs through the universe is related to this space swallower. This space swallower is so powerful. Yi Chenfeng raised his eyebrows and asked in surprise. Of course, if this space swallower reaches maturity, it can swallow space directly and open up a space wormhole. Then you can travel through space at will. The Chaos Divine Beast said. "Chaos, do you have a way to help me tame this space swallower?" Yi Chenfeng asked. "This space swallower has just hatched, and it is still very weak. You just need to nourish it with your blood. After 49 days, it will be able to establish a close relationship with you," the Chaos Divine Beast said. "Okay." Yi Chenfeng nodded. Without hesitation, he bit his finger and dripped enough blood into the jade box. Then he placed the 1,000-odd eggs he had just obtained into the jade box for the space-swallowing bugs to devour them. After doing all this, Yi Chenfeng formed the formation again and sealed the jade box. He kept it in his ring of heaven and earth and started to cultivate while waiting for the private auction in 2 days. Mobile reading site. Book address To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this book. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 376. Private Trade. Fair early in the morning, a thin layer of rose-colored sunrise appeared in the east. The dazzling colors made people feel relaxed and happy. After 2 days of quiet cultivation, Yi Chuanfeng had refined the one-armed man's spiritual beast, and his strength had improved a little. However, he needed too much energy to break through to the reverse Beast King realm. It was hundreds of times more difficult than ordinary people. It would be difficult for him to make a breakthrough in a short period of time. Chaos, do you have a way to help me break the shell of this egg? Yi Chuanfeng took out the dragon egg, summoned the Chaos Divine Beast, and asked, "Dragon Chi? Is this a dragon egg? You actually have such a good thing." Sensing the looming dragon Chi in the dragon egg, the Chaos Divine Beast's eyes widened. It was glowing with a scorching light as it said covetously, "Yes, this is a dragon egg. However, its shell is too hard. Even the chaos energy can't break it. Do you have a good way to break this dragon egg? If you can help me break it, I will give you 1/5 of the essence of the dragon egg." "Damn, only 1/5? You are too stingy." The Chaos Divine Beast curled its lips and said unhappily, "Cut the crap. Do you have a way or not?" Yi Chuanfeng said snappily, "This dragon egg is the egg of a divine beast. Moreover, this dragon egg has existed for a long time. Its surface has already crystallized. With my current strength, I can't break it. You can only hope to break it by relying on the chaos energy." The Chaos Divine Beast pondered for a moment and said, "Then how many strands of chaos energy do you think can break this dragon egg?" Yi Chuanfeng frowned slightly and asked, "Well, at least 10 strands of chaos energy." The Chaos Divine Beast said, "10 strands. Sigh. It seems like my dream of breaking through to the reverse Beast King realm in a short period of time will not be realized." Yi Chuanfeng sighed softly and said regretfully, he kept the precious dragon egg in his universe ring. "Let's go to the private trade fair. I will buy you a demon pill." Yi Chuanfeng put on a human skin mask and met up with Fu Yue, who was in disguise but could not hide her hot body. They headed to the private trade fair. Shui Ke Pavilion, this is it. Yi Chuanfeng and Shi Yin followed the directions given by the plump woman and arrived at the east side of Sea Breeze City. They saw a small lakeside building with people entering and leaving from time to time. They slowly walked over. Seeing the badges on Yi Chuanfeng's chest, the guards guarding the entrance of Shui Ke Pavilion did not stop them and allowed them to enter. Formation. There is a killing formation hidden in this Jade Fall Pavilion. Walking into the pavilion, Yi Chuanfeng's powerful soul immediately sensed the power of the runes. These runes were powerful enough to kill a normal king. A huge trading hall. Walking along the long corridor, Yi Chuanfeng arrived at the Shui Ke Pavilion. From afar, he saw a richly ornamented and very spacious trading hall. An endless stream of martial artists shuttled back and forth in the hall, looking for their desired trading targets. There's actually a level 6 Heavenly Beast Core for sale. Just as Yi Chuanfeng and Shi Yin entered the noisy hall, they immediately discovered that there were people trading beast cores and walked over. "Can you let me see this level 6 Heavenly Beast Core?" Yi Chuanfeng walked over to a tall and sturdy level 6 Mystic Beast ancestor. His arms were filled with explosive muscles, and his veins were wriggling like earthworms. "Sure." The tall and sturdy man raised his head slightly and looked at Yi Chuanfeng's disguised face. He said expressionlessly, "What do you want to exchange this beast core for?" Yi Chuanfeng released his soul to examine it carefully and found that the level 6 Heavenly Beast Core was undamaged. This beast core was obtained by a narrow escape. "I want to exchange it for a high-grade Heaven-class soul skill or 2 Heaven-class soul pills," the tall and sturdy man said. "Okay, I'll exchange it with you," Yi Chuanfeng said happily. He took out the extreme snow palm cultivation scroll he obtained from killing the one-armed man and handed it to the tall and sturdy man. "This is the Ice Palace's extreme snow palm. How did you get it?" The tall and sturdy man quickly browsed through the extreme snow palm cultivation scroll, and his expression changed slightly. He looked at Yi Qinfeng with a very different expression. His exclamation attracted a lot of attention from the surrounding people. I'll exchange this extreme snow palm for your level 6 Heavenly Beast Core. Do you want to exchange it? Yi Qinfeng didn't answer his question and asked indifferently. Exchange, of course I'll exchange it. The tall and sturdy man knew the power of the extreme snow palm. If he could comprehend it, his attacking power would increase by several times. Wait, just as the tall and sturdy man was about to exchange it with Yi Qinfeng, a low voice rang out. Two Ice Palace's experts, who were wearing white martial arts robes and emitting a cold aura, appeared. What's the matter? Yi Qinfeng glanced at the two Ice Palace's experts from the corner of his eye and asked coldly, Brat, I realize that you have guts. You stole our Ice Palace's legacy heavenly skill and still dare to exchange it in public. Looks like you don't have any respect for our Ice Palace. The slightly taller Ice Palace's expert, who was hugging a snakeskin sword, said arrogantly, Please, if you want to frame me, you better find a better reason. With your Ice Palace's legacy heavenly skill, do you think you're worthy of me stealing it? Yi Qinfeng sneered and said disdainfully, You're courting death. The two Ice Palace's experts didn't expect Yi Qinfeng to be so daring to humiliate the Ice Palace in public. Their faces darkened, and their eyes were filled with killing intent. The three of you, the Jadefall Pavilion prohibits fighting. Please give me some face for eye. In the midst of the tense atmosphere, a white-haired old man suddenly appeared in the market, speaking in a deep voice. Absolute King. Sensing the white-haired old man's strength, a level 1 reverse beast king, Yi Qinfeng smiled faintly. Ignoring the two Ice Palace's experts, he handed the extreme snow palm cultivation scroll to the burly man, exchanging it for a level 6 Heavenly Beast Core. Brat, just you wait. If you have the guts, stay here and never leave. Sensing the white-haired old man's strength and thinking of the rules here, the two enraged Ice Palace's experts did not dare to act rashly. Suppressing the anger in their hearts, they gave Yi Qinfeng a fierce warning before turning to leave. If you don't want anything to happen to you, leave quickly. Otherwise, when the Ice Palace's experts arrive, you won't be able to leave. After the two Ice Palace's experts left in anger, the white-haired old man looked meaningfully at the calm Yi Qinfeng, giving him a kind reminder. Thank you for the reminder. However, since I dared to use the Ice Palace's legacy heavenly skill for the exchange, I'm naturally not afraid of their revenge. Yi Qinfeng smiled faintly, saying fearlessly. He continued to stay in the trading hall with Fu Yue, exchanging what he needed. Yi Qinfeng had killed too many peerless kings, and he had a large amount of precious treasures and inheritances. In more than 2 hours, he had obtained 5 heavenly beast demon cores and a large amount of alchemy materials. He had also helped Fu Yue obtain 3 bottles of antidote for single poison, as well as 2 heavenly spirit cores. Seeing Yi Qinfeng's extravagant trading, many people secretly guessed his identity. There were also many who had their eyes on him and Fu Yue. After the trading, Yi Qinfeng and Fu Yue, who had gained a lot, left the private trading hall and returned to the inn they had rented. In the process of returning to the inn, Yi Qinfeng's powerful soul spirit sensed that many people were secretly following them, including the two Ice Palace's experts who had left in anger. However, to Yi Qinfeng's surprise, the two Ice Palace's experts did not take revenge immediately. Brat, I'll let you live for a few more days. When my Ice Palace's experts come, I'll make you beg for death. Seeing Yi Qinfeng and Fu Yue walk into the inn, the two Ice Palace's experts' eyes flashed fiercely, as if they already had Yi Qinfeng's life and death in their hands. However, they did not know that their every move was under Yi Qinfeng's soul spirit's perception. From the beginning to the end, Yi Qinfeng did not take them seriously at all. Who would have thought that this private trading hall would actually allow me to gather all the materials needed to refine the 9 Heavens 8 trigrams formation? I'll use the remaining 5 days to refine this formation. Yi Chunfeng took out the half-completed formation that he had obtained from killing Xingluo Sky City Sha Wuhai, as well as the materials he had just obtained from the private trading hall. He was prepared to refine the formation to further increase his strength. Request for monthly Votes mobile reading website. Book address. To make it easier for you to read next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 377. The ninth heaven 8 trigrams formation was one of the ancient formations. It was extremely powerful. When fully activated, it could borrow the power of heaven and earth to kill a peerless beast tamer. It was extremely difficult to refine the ninth heaven 8 trigrams formation. Even with Sha Wuhai's strength as a grade 5 beast tamer, he only managed to refine half of it after more than 10 years. But coincidentally, the God-Eater brain had the method to refine the ninth heaven 8 trigrams formation. In addition, he had gathered all the materials and had the help of the black flame heavenly fire. He was confident that he could complete the ninth heaven 8 trigrams formation. Days passed. Large amounts of materials were melted by the black flame heavenly fire into the half-finished formation. The formation slowly formed the 8 trigrams formation. It's done. After spending 3 days to fuse more than 80 kinds of refining materials into the array diagram, the 9 heavens 8 trigrams array finally took shape. However, this was only the first step. If he wanted to complete the 9 heavens 8 trigrams array, he still needed to condense 999 offensive array patterns. Forming offensive array patterns was the most difficult part of refining the 9th heaven 8 trigrams formation. The slightest mistake could result in failure. Huff! Yi Chunfeng took a deep breath and swallowed the life force water in his mouth. He instantly recovered the soul power that he had expended. Using the power of the God-Eater brain, he started to condense offensive array patterns and increase the power of the array diagram. After nearly 7 days, Yi Chunfeng finally formed 999 offensive array patterns with the help of the God-Eater brain. He successfully refined the 9th heaven 8 trigrams formation. In these 7 days, Fu Yue successfully refined a heaven-class soul pill with her strong perseverance. Her strength increased, and she broke through to grade 2 Mystic Beast Grandmaster. She also had a deeper understanding of the Ice Palace's top inheritance, the Icebound Saber technique. I finally succeeded. Yi Chunfeng, who had exhausted a lot of his soul power, allowed a long sigh. He looked at the 9th heaven 8 trigrams formation that had shrunk to the size of a palm. The 8 trigrams formation flowed and contained terrifying power. He revealed a faint smile. With the help of this 9th heaven 8 trigrams formation, I should be able to kill a grade 5 beast tamer king. People of the Ice Palace, have you been waiting for too long? Yi Chunfeng's lips curled up. He said coldly, I will give you a surprise soon and send you to hell. We're here. Is there any news about the people we're looking for? Once the 7 days were up, Yi Chunfeng and Fu Yue, who were wearing human skin masks, arrived at Sky Reaching Pavilion. They found a plump, beautiful woman who had received them before and asked, I've found them. If you pay the rest of the commission, I'll tell you where they are. The plump woman nodded and said, Here are 40 million low-grade soul crystals. You can count them. Yi Chunfeng handed a heavy Chinquan pouch to the plump woman. The woman took the Chinquan bag and quickly counted it. After confirming that the number was correct, a rare smile appeared on her cold face, and she said, The people you're looking for were last seen in the barren swamp in the easternmost part of the North Sea state. But their situation isn't good as they're being chased by 2 major forces. He could lose his life at any time. Who are they being hunted down by? Fu Yue's expression changed as she quickly asked, This information is beyond the scope of what you just bought. You'll need to pay a commission. The woman said slowly, How many low-grade soul crystals does this information cost? Yi Chunfeng frowned and asked, 50 million low-grade soul crystals. The plump woman said as she stretched out 5 slender white fingers. So expensive? Fu Yue frowned and said. She was hesitant to spend this money. Originally, this information wasn't expensive, but the two major forces are too scary. Sky-reaching pavilions sold this information to you, which is equivalent to offending them. So, from this perspective, 50 million is not expensive. The woman explained, as for whether you want to buy it or not, that's your problem. Okay, 50 million low-grade soul crystals. We'll buy this information. Yi Chenfeng took out a heavy Qingquan pouch and handed it to the woman. Young master is really generous. The woman quickly checked the second Qingquan pouch that Yi Chenfeng handed over. After confirming that it was indeed 50 million low-grade soul crystals, she revealed a faint smile and said, according to our Sky-reaching pavilion's investigation, the people you're looking for are being hunted down by the Ice Palace's experts. The other mysterious force is suspected to be the West Devil Sect's experts. As for why the Ice Palace abandoned the Misty Mountain and secretly cooperated with the West Devil Sect, we didn't dare to investigate too deeply. Why? Is a relationship between the West Devil Sect and the Misty Mountain very tense? Yi Chenfeng asked after hearing the meaning behind the woman's words. It's more than just tense. The West Devil Sect has already clashed with the Misty Mountain several times. In the most serious one, the two sects even mobilized their grand elders and fought until the sky turned dark. The woman, who was in a good mood, said, if I want to buy evidence of the West Devil Sect colluding with the Ice Palace, can your Sky-reaching pavilion get it? Yi Chenfeng pondered for a moment and said, this. The woman's expression was startled. She looked at Yi Chenfeng and hesitated for a moment before saying, this matter involves too many things and is too dangerous. I have to report it first before I can answer you. Okay, I'll wait for you. Yi Chenfeng nodded and said, Chenfeng, why do you want to buy evidence of their collusion? Fu Yue didn't know that Yi Chenfeng and Shui Piaoling knew each other, and their relationship was even more unclear. Yi Chenfeng was going to the Misty Mountain in the first place, so she asked in confusion. I have a feeling that the collusion between the Ice Palace and the Western Devil Sect is not a simple matter. It could very well involve a huge scheme, Yi Chenfeng vaguely explained. After half an incense stick's worth of time, the woman returned and said, my Sky-reaching pavilion can think of a way to help you get evidence of the West Devil Sect colluding with the Ice Palace. However, the difficulty of this task is too high. You have to pay us 200 million low-grade soul crystals as commission, and it must be paid in full. That's not a problem. However, how confident is your Sky-reaching pavilion to get this evidence? Yi Chenfeng asked in a rich and overbearing manner. 80%. The woman said, if the task fails, we will refund you 2/3 of the commission. Okay, deal. After saying that, Yi Chenfeng directly handed over 200 million low-grade soul crystals to the plump woman. Seeing how generous he was, the plump woman couldn't help but look at him in a higher light. Sir, come to my Sky-reaching pavilion in 15 days. Regardless of success or failure, my Sky-reaching pavilion will give you an explanation. The woman said, many thanks. With that, Yi Chenfeng and Fu Yue did not stay any longer and left the Sky-reaching pavilion. Let's go. After we deal with those flies outside the city, we will go to the Desolate Swamp. Yi Chenfeng suggested. Fu Yue, who was burning with anxiety, nodded and followed Yi Chenfeng out of North Sea City. Just as Yi Chenfeng and Fu Yue were leaving the city, the Ice Palace's spies, hidden in North Sea City, discovered their whereabouts and immediately spread the news outside the city. Damn it. They're finally willing to leave the city. The two Ice Palace experts who had a conflict with Yi Chenfeng before exchanged glances when they heard the news. Instantly, their expressions turned ferocious. When you attack later, remember not to kill them. I want to find out from them how they got the extreme snow palm cultivation scroll. A level 1 defiant Beast King elder, who was wearing a white robe with cloud patterns, with snow-white hair and a beard. His eyes were sunken into his cheeks, emitting a ferocious light. Don't worry, 7th Elder. If I don't let him have a taste of my methods, how can I bear to let him die so easily? The Ice Palace expert who harbored hatred in his heart said fiercely, as if Yi Chunfeng was already a fish on the chopping board, waiting to be slaughtered. Just as they were thinking of ways to torture Yi Chunfeng brought Fu Yue out of the city and headed straight for the forest where they were hiding. For mobile users, please visit Chapter 378. Kacha Kacha. Heavy footsteps sounded, breaking the silence of the mountain forest. Yi Chunfeng, who had a calm expression, and Fu Yue, who was dressed in a black martial arts suit and had a sexy figure, walked into the mountain forest outside the city. She looked like a dark elf. Hashtag, haha, this is really a case of not taking the path to heaven, but barging into hell. Several experts from the Ice Palace who had been lying in ambush for a long time were overjoyed when they saw Yi Chunfeng and the other person actually walking into the forest of their own accord. It was as if they were already in the bag. All right, stop hiding. Come out, all of you. Just as they were preparing to launch a sneak attack, a clanging voice rang out like thunder, exploding in their ears. What? Did he discover us? Hearing Yi Chunfeng's domineering voice, the Ice Palace experts were shocked, revealing looks of disbelief as a terrifying thought appeared in their minds. Why? Don't you dare to come out. Are the Ice Palace people so cowardly? Yi Chunfeng's lips curled up slightly, and a cold smile appeared on his face as he said disdainfully, Brat, you are indeed daring, very arrogant. The Ice Palace's seventh elder, who was a level 1 beast king, let out a shout and jumped out of the bushes. His fierce eyes were filled with killing intent as he stared at Yi Chunfeng. Brat, you won't be able to escape today. The Ice Palace experts who had been lying in ambush followed closely behind the seventh elder, leaping out from the bushes and surrounding Yi Chunfeng. The tall Ice Palace expert who had clashed with Yi Chunfeng previously said fiercely, You are all so naive and cute. Looking at the Ice Palace experts who were filled with killing intent, Yi Chunfeng shook his head. In his heart, he had already given them the death sentence. Brat, let me ask you, where did you get our Ice Palace's heavenly skill, the extreme snow palm? The seventh elder asked coldly. That trashy heavenly skill, I got it from killing your Ice Palace experts. Yi Chunfeng said honestly. However, that trash extreme snow palm is already dead, and I don't even want to keep it. Only you guys would treat it like a treasure. Brat, you're courting death. The Ice Palace's seventh elder had not expected Yi Chunfeng to be so arrogant, and the fury in his heart was completely unleashed. His billowing killing intent was like a surging tide, causing the air to tremble as it blasted toward Yi Chunfeng. What? You don't believe me? Yi Chunfeng stood motionless like a rock in the face of the seventh elder's terrifying murderous aura. Very soon, you will know whether or not I have deceived you. As he spoke, Yi Chunfeng's aura changed. A physical strength that suffocated the seventh elder and the others erupted like a volcano, dispersing the surging, killing intent. Boom! Yi Chunfeng took a step forward. The air in front of him was compressed and immediately scattered in all directions, leaving a clear footprint on the ground. Boom! Yi Chunfeng took a second step, and then a third, causing the ground to tremble violently. Seeing Yi Chunfeng walking over step by step, other than the seventh elder, the other Ice Palace and mystic beast sect experts felt as if a huge mountain was pressing down on their chests. It became difficult to breathe, and large amounts of cold sweat appeared on their foreheads. How is this possible? He is clearly only a level 6 mystic beast ancestor. Why is his aura so terrifying? Feeling Yi Chunfeng's aura getting stronger and stronger, the Ice Palace's seventh elder also felt suffocated. His expression changed, and he no longer dared to underestimate Yi Chunfeng. Today, I'll use you guys to test the power of the 9 Heavens 8 trigrams formation that I just refined. As he spoke, the 9 Heavens 8 trigrams formation that had shrunk to the size of a palm slowly appeared. 999 offensive array patterns filled the air, forming the 8 trigrams formation, enveloping all the Ice Palace experts within. Wait, feeling the killing intent from the 9 Heavens 8 trigrams formation, the Ice Palace's 7th elder's heart trembled as he quickly shouted, Why? Do you have any last words? Yi Chunfeng looked at the 7th elder, whose expression had changed drastically, and said without a trace of emotion, "Today's matter is the Ice Palace's fault. I hope that you can give the Ice Palace some face and let us leave. I promise that I won't find trouble with you in the future." The Ice Palace's seventh elder took a deep breath, suppressed the uneasiness in his heart, and said softly, "What if I don't agree?" Yi Chenfeng's lips curled up slightly as he looked at the seventh elder and the others who had fallen in a panic, and asked in a mocking manner, "Do you really want to fight to the death with the Ice Palace?" The seventh elder knew that his strength was no longer enough to intimidate Yi Chenfeng. He could only use the Ice Palace to pressure Yi Chenfeng and seek a chance of survival. As for the two Ice Palace experts who had been fantasizing about torturing Yi Chenfeng, they were so scared that their faces turned pale. Their legs went soft, and their bodies began to tremble uncontrollably. "You are not the first person from the Ice Palace that I have killed, and you will not be the last. If the Ice Palace wants to fight to the death, I will accompany you at any time." Yi Chenfeng replied domineeringly. His hands moved quickly as he activated the Nine Heavens 8 trigrams formation. Instantly, the 8 trigrams formation surged with a vast amount of destructive power. It was like an 8 trigrams formation, overlapping and attacking the Ice Palace experts. The terrifying power made the entire void feel like it was collapsing. Extreme Snow Palm, Icicle Break, 3-cone Ice Sword. Feeling the power of the Nine Heavens 8 trigrams formation, the seventh elder and the others' faces changed. They all merged with their spiritual beasts and used the Ice Palace's inherited heaven skills to counterattack. They wanted to work together to tear the Nine Heavens 8 trigrams formation apart and escape. Unfortunately, the Nine Heavens 8 trigrams formation was too terrifying. Even a grade 5 reverse Beast King would find it difficult to resist, let alone them. Boom! The heavenly skill that the seventh elder and the others had unleashed had been shattered, and the layers of 8 trigrams formation continued to descend without slowing down, directly crushing all the Ice Palace experts except for the seventh elder into minced meat, and the entire ground caved in. PFFF. Although the seventh elder managed to escape with his strength, his arms were broken by the falling 8 trigrams formation. His body was severely injured, and the blood that flowed out of his body dyed him red. Blood essence ignition. Although he was severely injured, the Ice Palace's seventh elder didn't beg for mercy. Instead, he burned all the blood essence in his body to increase his strength. He wanted to launch a final attack before he died. Nine Heavens 8 trigrams formation, suppress. As the seventh elder burned all his blood essence, the Nine Heavens 8 trigrams formation formed a powerful spatial pressure under Yi Chenfeng's control. It was like a towering mountain that pressed down on the seventh elder's severely injured body. Half of his body was pressed into the collapsed ground, unable to move. Hun Dun, search his soul. See if he knows about the Ice Palace colluding with the West Demon Sect. After suppressing the Ice Palace's seventh elder, Yi Chenfeng immediately summoned the Chaos Divine Beast and asked it to search the seventh elder's soul. Damn it, this old man is a hooligan. Other than women, he doesn't have any valuable information. What bad luck. After the soul search, the Chaos Divine Beast cursed. Looks like not many people know about the Ice Palace colluding with the West Demon Sect. I wonder if the Sky-Reaching Court has any way to get evidence of their collusion. Yi Chenfeng frowned slightly as he mumbled to himself. Soul Eater Incantation, Devour. After thinking for a while, Yi Chenfeng activated the Soul Eater Incantation and devoured the seventh elder's spiritual beast. He took the Ice Palace's experts' belongings and put the Nine Heavens 8 trigrams formation into his universe ring. Senior sister, let's go to the Desolate Swamp. Yi Chenfeng summoned the Golden Rock Wings and hugged Fu Yueyue's soft body in his arms. He spread his wings and flew into the air, flying toward the Desolate Swamp at an extremely fast speed. Originally, /BK/HL/30/30709/mobile reading site. Book address To make it easier for you to read it next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record your reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open your bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 379. Desert Swamp. The desert swamp was located in the eastern region of the North Sea state. It covered a vast area and was a forbidden area for humans. Even Shin Beast sex elites did not dare to enter. The reason why the desert swamp was called a forbidden area was because the swamp was covered in fog all year round. It was difficult to tell the direction. There were many demonic beasts living in the depths of the swamp. There were even level 4 heavenly beasts that were comparable to legendary kings. It was extremely dangerous. After a few days of traveling, Yi Chanfeng and Fu Yuyue, who were in disguise, arrived at a simple town outside the desert swamp, Heavenly Desert Town. Senior sister, have you contacted your third uncle and the rest? Yi Chanfeng looked at the worried Fu Yuyue and asked softly as they walked on the small path of Heavenly Desert Town. Sigh, I don't know if third uncle and the rest have been caught. I still can't contact them. Fu Yuyue sighed softly and said worriedly, Don't worry, it's not easy to catch people in the desert swamp. Let's go to Heavenly Desert Town and take a look. Maybe we can find something. Yi Chanfeng suggested softly. As they walked, Yi Chanfeng's powerful soul suddenly sensed 3 Xianbi sect elites in a thatched restaurant not far ahead. He immediately walked over with Fu Yuyue. Damn it, this desert swamp is too dangerous. If we didn't run fast enough, we would have been dead by now. A man in a black martial arts suit, with thick hair all over his body, a beard on his face, and an obvious scar on his chest, drank a large bowl of wine and cursed. Yeah, if things continue like this, we might have died in the mouths of demonic beasts before we find them. But do we have a choice? In order to kill those people, even the Great Elder and the Great Guardian are here. If they know that we are hiding here and not looking for them, we might end up worse. Sai, let's not talk about it. Let's drink. Today, the 3 of us will drink until we're satisfied. We will go to the desert swamp to find them. The bearded man drank another big bowl of wine and said in a muffled voice, Brother Chin, look, there's a hot chick walking towards us. While the 3 of them were gulping down wine and eating meat, a skinny man looked through the window and suddenly saw Fu Yuyue walking towards them. Although Fu Yuyue was wearing a human skin mask that hid her stunning face, it could not hide her hot and enchanting figure. Especially Fu Yuyue's long and slender legs, which were full of elasticity, were like poison that ate away at their hearts. Us 3 brothers are in luck today. We won't have to worry about being lonely at night. The bearded man put down the wine cup in his hand. His eyes were burning with flames as he said excitedly, Brothers, what are you waiting for? Don't let that girl run away. After saying that, the 3 of them excitedly left the thatched restaurant and went outside. However, the moment they walked out of the thatched restaurant, a dense and terrifying killing intent locked onto them, making them feel as if they were being stared at by a demonic beast. All the hairs on their bodies stood on end, and a chill ran down their spines from head to toe. You guys really are from the Ice Palace. Seeing the 3 of them wearing the martial arts robes that symbolized their identity from the Ice Palace, Yi Chanfeng's lips curled up slightly, revealing a cold smile as he said slowly, Who are you guys? Feeling the killing intent from Yi Chanfeng, the flames in their hearts were instantly extinguished. The bearded man said with some fear, Primal chaos, search their souls. Yi Chanfeng did not waste time talking nonsense with them. He controlled the ancient cold profound ice to freeze their bodies and ordered the primal chaos divine beast to search their souls. After about half an incense stick's time, the primal chaos divine beast retrieved the soul strands that had seeped into their souls and said, The 3 of them do not have a high position in the Ice Palace, so they don't know about the Ice Palace and the West Devil sect secretly colluding. However, we can be sure that the little beauty's third uncle has not been captured. The people from the Ice Palace are still capturing people in the Desolate Swamp. It's good that they haven't been captured. Yi Chanfeng nodded and came in front of the frozen trio. No, don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Looking at Yi Chanfeng's cold eyes, The bearded man and the other two were terrified. They kept begging for mercy, begging Yi Chunfeng to spare their lives. You guys don't have a right to beg me. With that, Yi Chunfeng activated the soul-devouring incantation and devoured their spirit beasts. He smashed their heads and ended their lives. As expected, they have a map on them. After killing the three of them, Yi Chunfeng quickly looted their belongings. He found a map of the desolate swamp's periphery in one of their universe rings. Let's go. We'll go to the desolate swamp to save them. Yi Chunfeng memorized the map of the desolate swamp's periphery in his mind. He summoned the golden rock wings and brought Fu Yueyue to the desolate swamp that was shrouded in thick fog. Awoo! After flying into the desolate swamp, Yi Chunfeng heard ferocious and hair-raising beast roars coming from the depths of the swamp. Many demon beasts lurking in the swamp noticed them and quickly approached them. However, when the ferocious demon beasts sensed the divine beast of Chaos's aura, they instinctively felt fear. They were so scared that they did not dare to approach and turned to flee. Under the divine beast of Chaos's aura, Yi Chunfeng brought Fu Yueyue through layers of fog and quickly flew into the depths of the desolate swamp. However, the desolate swamp was too vast. Coupled with the fog in the air, it was extremely difficult to find someone here. Just as Yi Chunfeng released his powerful soul to conduct a carpet search, the soul he released sensed something unusual. Ear-piercing sounds of friction in the air were approaching them at an extremely fast speed. Through the fog, Yi Chunfeng saw many finger-sized insects with sharp, sword-like mouths, crimson bodies, and thin wings. They covered the entire sky and covered the earth as they flew over. Not good. It's a swarm of bloodthirsty mosquitoes. Looking at the rapidly approaching crimson insects, Yi Chunfeng's expression changed slightly. He immediately recognized that these were one of the most dangerous demon insects in the desolate swamp, bloodthirsty mosquitoes. Although one bloodthirsty mosquito was not a threat to Yi Chunfeng and Fu Yueyue, there were millions of them in front of them. Even with Yi Chunfeng's powerful strength, he still felt his hair stand on end. Whoosh! The golden rock's wings flapped rapidly. Yi Chunfeng turned into a golden light in midair and quickly fled with Fu Yueyue. It took them more than 4 hours to shake off the pursuit of the bloodthirsty mosquitoes. Oh, Yi Chunfeng and Fu Yueyue had just shaken off the pursuit of the bloodthirsty mosquitoes when an angry beast roar sounded, causing the fog in the distance to churn violently. A level 4 heavenly beast and 2 absolute kings. Yi Chunfeng raised his eyebrows slightly. He released his soul power and discovered that a level 4 heavenly beast had appeared in the distance. With the aura of 2 absolute kings, he did not hesitate to fly over with Fu Yueyue. Indeed, it is 2 ice palace experts. After flying closer, Yi Chunfeng saw a white wolf that was over 8 meters long and covered in white fur. It had a pair of wings and a single horn on its forehead. It was currently engaged in an intense battle with 2 king-level warriors of the Ice Palace. Although the Ice Palace experts had the advantage in numbers, the white wolf in front of them was an ancient beast species. Its strength was even more terrifying than an ordinary level 2 beast king. Its ferocious attacks completely suppressed the attacks of the 2, causing them to be in a precarious situation. Just as the 2 situation was getting more and more dangerous, and they could die at any moment in the bloody mouth of the white wolf, they suddenly noticed Yi Chunfeng and Fu Yueyue flying over quickly. They were overjoyed as they saw a glimmer of hope. They resisted the ferocious attacks of the white wolf and quickly approached them. They wanted to use Yi Chunfeng and Fu Yueyue to attract the attention of the white wolf and escape. Mobile reading website. Book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this book. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 380. As the 2 peerless kings of the Ice Palace neared Yi Chunfeng, Yi Chunfeng's eyes suddenly turned sharp, and the killing intent from the blood and bones gushed out from his body, smashing into the 2 of them. feeling the terrifying killing intent from Yi Qinfeng. The two peerless kings felt their hearts skip a beat, as if they were being stared at by the god of death, and their bodies trembled involuntarily. As for the one-horned white wolf that was chasing relentlessly, it also felt a strong sense of danger from Yi Qinfeng's killing intent. It suddenly stopped in its tracks and looked at him vigilantly, not daring to approach him rashly. "Why aren't you running anymore?" Yi Qinfeng looked coldly at the two peerless kings of the Ice Palace as he asked coldly, "We are the elders of the Ice Palace. Please give face to the Ice Palace and work together with us to kill that unicorn white wolf. Once we succeed, we will definitely reward you handsomely." The two Ice Palace experts who had been heavily injured and drained felt that Yi Qinfeng was not a simple person, and they quickly changed their plan, bringing out their status and background. "There is no need for that. As long as you answer a few of my questions obediently, I might be in a good mood and leave your corpses intact," Yi Qinfeng said mockingly. "What arrogance! In the North Sea region, no one dares to disrespect our Ice Palace." The two peerless kings' faces changed slightly, and they said angrily, out of humiliation. As they spoke, the unicorn white wolf that had sensed danger suddenly gave up on its prey, flapping its wings to turn tail and flee. "Hundun, I'll leave that white wolf to you." As the unicorn white wolf was fleeing, Yi Qinfeng summoned the Chaos Divine Beast. Simple. The Chaos Divine Beast roared, and it turned into a streak of light, blocking the unicorn white wolf's path, and they began fighting in midair. Although the unicorn white wolf was an ancient desolate beast, its attacks were terrifying, the Chaos Divine Beast had the power of a level 6 heavenly beast, and its ferocious attacks completely suppressed the unicorn white wolf. In just 10 breaths, the unicorn white wolf's huge body was torn apart by the Chaos Divine Beast, its blood and demonic core devoured by the Chaos Divine Beast. "Go!" Witnessing the scene of the one-horned white wolf being torn apart by the Chaos Divine Beast with their own eyes, the two absolute kings' expressions changed drastically as they made a prompt decision to flee. "Do you think you can escape?" Yi Qinfeng's body flashed slightly as he stood before the two kings and said coldly, "Scram!" At the critical moment, the two absolute kings stimulated their body's potential and their thin soul beast bloodline. They executed the Ice Palace's inherited heaven skills to attack Yi Qinfeng, try to force him to retreat and escape. Soul-suppressing tablet. Yi Qinfeng's eyes narrowed, and he quickly threw out 2 punches. 2 huge hands holding onto the soul-suppressing monument appeared out of nowhere, bringing with it a powerful destructive force, shattering the heavenly skills of the two peerless kings. Lion King's roar. Following that, Yi Qinfeng's upper body rapidly expanded, and the rolling sound waves quickly converged into a ferocious lion's head. It let out an earth-shattering lion's roar, shattering layers of air and bombarding the two of them at close range. PFFF. PFFF. Under the attack of the Lion King's roar, the defenses of the two supreme kings immediately shattered. The two of them were like kites with their strings cut, fiercely smashing into the ground. A large amount of blood flowed out from their bodies. Who exactly are you?" Seeing Yi Qinfeng's shocking attack, the two absolute kings were horrified as they asked fearfully, "Chaos Divine Beast, search their souls." Yi Qinfeng ignored the two of them and ordered the Chaos Divine Beast to search their souls. "Search their souls." Hearing Yi Qinfeng's words, the two's faces changed drastically as they exclaimed, "Hold on, we don't think we have offended you. Why are you attacking us so ruthlessly? Furthermore, in this desolate swamp, apart from the two of us, there are many experts from the Ice Palace, including the Ice Palace's Grand Elder and Great Guardian. If you hurt us, I guarantee that the Grand Elder and Great Guardian will not let you go. Is that so?" Yi Qinfeng revealed a faint smile and said, "Then make a guess. Why do you think we came all the way here for?" "You." Hearing Yi Qinfeng's words, the two absolute kings' faces changed drastically as a terrifying thought flashed through their minds. Right at this moment, their communication pearls suddenly lit up, allowing them to see a glimmer of hope. They hurriedly took out their communication pearls, wanting to ask for help. However, Yi Qinfeng's reaction was faster. The power of the ancient cold mystic ice gushed out of his body and bombarded the two of them, instantly freezing them. Chaos, do you have a way to control the consciousness of one of them? Yi Qinfeng asked. I should be able to, but my current strength is limited. I can only control them for 1 minute at most, said the Chaos Divine Beast. 1 minute is enough. Yi Qinfeng nodded and said, Soul Driving Technique. The Chaos Divine Beast opened its bloody mouth as a large amount of soul strands drilled into one of the Absolute King's heads. It performed its inherited ability and forcefully controlled the Absolute King's soul. Then, Yi Qinfeng removed the ice seal and allowed him to open the communication pearl to listen to the content of the message. Everyone, listen up. Head to the Black Wind Valley in the northwest of the desert swamp immediately. Those people are hiding in the Black Wind Valley now. Don't let them escape. A deep voice rang out from the communication pearl as it gave an order that was not to be disobeyed. Black Wind Valley. Chaos. Search their souls and find out where the Black Wind Valley is. After knowing the location of Fu Yuyue's third uncle and the others, Yi Qinfeng immediately urged. All right. The Chaos Divine Beast nodded and began to search their souls. He found out the location of the Black Wind Valley from their soul memories. Let's go. The two of them were of no value. Yi Qinfeng immediately activated the soul-devouring art and devoured their spiritual beasts. He then led the anxious Fu Yuyue to the Black Wind Valley. At the same time, an intense battle was happening in the Black Wind Valley, one of the most dangerous places in the desert swamp. Fu Yuyue's third uncle was tall and straight. His sideburns were slightly white, and there were obvious wounds on his chest. Fu Qingshan, who was holding a long spear, was fighting a bloody battle with several experts from the Ice Palace and the West Devil Sect. Although Fu Qingshan relied on his strength as a level 4 defiant Beast King and 4 peerless kings from the Fu clan to fight equally with the experts from the two forces, as time passed, more and more experts rushed to the Black Wind Valley, increasing the pressure on them. Qingshan, the 4 of us will cover you. Leave this place quickly. As long as you and Yuyue are alive, the Fu clan will have a chance to take revenge. If you die, everything will be over. A level 3 defiant Beast King elder from the Fu clan with white hair and injuries all over his body urged with a serious expression. That's right. The third elder is right. You are the last hope of our Fu clan. Even if the 4 of us die, nothing can happen to you. Don't worry about me. Hurry up and leave this place. It'll be too late if you're late. Another expert of the Fu clan urged anxiously. No, I can't abandon you all. If we leave together. Fu Qingshan, who was the strongest of the 5, said firmly. He burned his Azure Sky rock bloodline at all costs and forcefully increased his strength. This was the last fight. Qingshan, didn't you hear what I said just now? The 4 of us can die, but nothing can happen to you. If anything happens to you, who will take revenge for the Fu clan? At this time, you can't act on loyalty. The Fu clan's third elder, who was bathed in blood, scolded sternly. But no buts. Leave quickly. The Fu clan's third elder roared loudly as veins popped out on his forehead. You want to leave? That's not so easy. Just as Fu Qingshan gritted his teeth and chose to break out of the encirclement, a furious roar rang out. The Ice Palace's great elder who had forced Yi Qinfeng to the brink of death and 2 black-robed experts from the Western Devil Sect appeared. Their appearance made the situation worse for Fu Qingshan and the others, cutting off Fu Qingshan's chance to break out and leave. Mobile reading site, book address. In order to make it easier for you to read next time, you can click Save at the bottom to record this reading record. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 381. Fu Qingshan, we meet again. He wore a black robe with golden edges and a pair of snakeskin boots. His figure was tall and straight, and his deep eyes emitted a cold light. He was a level 5 Beast King from the Western Devil Sect. He slowly flapped his soul wings and looked down at Fu Qingshan, who was covered in blood. And Mohan, I didn't expect you to collude with the Ice Palace. Looks like the Western Demon Sect is going to fight the Misty Mountain. Fu Qingshan looked at Emohan and the others with a serious expression. If he was in his peak condition, Fu Qingshan would not be afraid of Emohan. But now, Fu Qingshan was heavily injured, and his soul power was obviously depleted. Adding on the fact that there were experts from the Ice Palace eyeing him covetously, he was unable to fight them alone. My Western Demon Sect will become a rank 8 holy land and stand at the peak of the Duhan continent. A mere Misty Mountain will naturally submit to us. But unfortunately, you won't live to see that day. Emohan's eyes flashed with killing intent as he spoke with ambition. Qingshan, how confident are you in breaking out now? Fu Clan's third elder asked anxiously as he looked at Emohan, who was filled with killing intent. Not even 10%. Fu Qingshan replied solemnly, but it won't be that easy for them to kill us. As he spoke, Fu Qingshan took out a formation diagram that was overflowing with light and contained a large number of formation runes, enveloping them within. The 100 Crystals Primal Chaos Diagram. Qingshan, you repaired it. Seeing the arrayed diagram that shrouded them, Fu Qingshan and the others were overjoyed. The 100 Crystals Primal Chaos Diagram was an important treasure of the Fu clan in the past. Its defense was terrifying. Without the strength of an emperor, it was impossible to break it. Fu Qingshan and the others had relied on it to escape from the Western Demon Sect's experts. No, this 100 Crystal Primal Chaos picture is too heavily damaged. Even with my ability, I can only repair a tenth of it. However, it should be able to withstand their attacks for 6 hours. That should be enough for us to recover a portion of our injuries. Fu Qingshan took a deep breath and slowly said, Okay, we'll fight them in 6 hours. Even if we die, I will drag a few of them down with us. The Fu family's third elder and the others, who had no way out, nodded. They made use of the limited time they had to quickly recover from their injuries and expended soul power. The 100 Crystals Primordial Chaos Diagram. I didn't expect them to be able to repair this treasure. Looking at the 100 Crystal Primal Chaos Diagram that enveloped Fu Qingshan and the others, Emohan's expression instantly turned gloomy. He coldly ordered, Experts of the West Devil Sect, heed my orders. Attack with all your might. Break this diagram and kill Fu Qingshan and the others. Yes, fifth elder. The experts of the Western Devil Sect obeyed and fused with their respective spiritual beasts, unleashing their soul skills to attack the 100 Crystals Primal Chaos Diagram. Boom, boom, boom. While the experts from the Western Devil Sect were attacking, the experts from the Ice Palace were also attacking. In an instant, the surface of the 100 Crystals Primordial Origin Diagram was filled with intense explosions. Waves of terrifying energy swept out in all directions, causing the air to churn violently. Elder Hun, what kind of formation is this? Its defensive power is so terrifying. After gathering everyone's strength and attacking fiercely for more than 2 hours, they were still unable to break through the 100 Crystal Primeval Chaos Diagram. This caused the Ice Palace's great elder to reveal a look of deep shock. This 100 Crystal Primal Chaos Diagram was one of the treasures of the Fu clan in the past. It's a defensive formation diagram. However, no matter how strong the defense is, it won't be able to save them. If we can break through it, we can break through it, Emohan said with a cold expression. He was holding a 9-foot 9-inch dragon head broadsword. His long black hair danced in the wind, and his entire body was covered in devilish light. Yes, no matter what price we have to pay, these people must die. Otherwise, once the secret of our alliance is exposed, the Misty Mountain will know about it, and our Ice Palace will be in danger. Your plan will also be ruined. The Ice Palace's great elder nodded and ordered the experts from the Ice Palace to increase the intensity of their attacks. Under the ferocious attacks of the experts from the two factions, cracks appeared on the surface of the 100 Crystal Primal Chaos Diagram and continued to spread in all directions. As expected, this 100 Crystal Primal Chaos Diagram hasn't been completely repaired. its defensive power isn't at its peak. Mo Hun was overjoyed when he saw the cracks on the surface of the 100 crystal primal chaos diagram. Billowing devilish chi surged into the dragon head broadsword. Streaks of broadsword light overlapped with each other and slashed down, accelerating the destruction of the 100 crystal primal chaos diagram. Everyone get ready. The 100 crystal primal chaos diagram is about to break. We're going to break out. Fu Qing Shan, who had consumed a heaven-level soul pellet to suppress his injuries, hurriedly reminded everyone when he sensed that the 100 crystal primal chaos diagram was about to shatter. Qing Shan, don't worry about us when you break out. If you can break out, we can die in peace. The Fu clan's third elder and the others said as they prepared to burn their lifespan for the final fight. Okay. Fu Qing Shan nodded heavily and said with gritted teeth. Time passed slowly. After another hour, the 100 crystal primal chaos diagram finally couldn't withstand the attacks of the experts from the two factions and shattered. Go! The moment the 100 crystal primeval origin painting shattered, Fu Qing Shan and the others all ignited their chi and blood, activating the power of the Azure Sky Peng bloodline, increasing their strength to the greatest extent. Like 5 arrows leaving the bow, they shot straight into the sky, wanting to tear apart the encirclement of the two forces and kill their way out. Where do you think you're going? Mo Hun roared, and a huge shadow of a demonic bat appeared on his body. The dragon head saber in his hand surged with endless demonic chi, tearing through the air and slashing at Fu Qing Shan and the others. Exploding demonic saber. With one slash, the air in Black Wind Valley was completely turbulent. The terrifying saber aura gave Fu Qing Shan and the others a great danger. Sky-piercing spear. Sensing that Mo Hun's exploding demonic saber had locked onto him, Fu Qing Shan didn't dodge. Instead, he held the low-grade heaven-level azure sky spear and faced it head-on. The sharp spear light turned into a silver flood dragon baring its fangs and brandishing its claws. It roared into the sky and left a deep spear mark in the chaotic void. The moment the two soul skills clashed, a terrifying energy storm surged, and the entire space became chaotic. Although Fu Qing Shan was a level lower than Mo Hun, he was the peerless genius of the Fu clan. He had the strength to kill an enemy above his level. In addition, he burned his vitality at all costs to unleash an even more terrifying attack. It directly broke the exploding demonic saber and forced Mo Hun back. Sky-shattering icicle strike. The moment Mo Hun was forced back by Fu Qing Shan, the Ice Palace's Grand Elder made his move. Thousands of icicles surged out of his body, piercing through the turbulent air and bombarding Fu Qing Shan. After a series of explosions, Fu Qing Shan was forced back by the Ice Palace's Grand Elder. The vitality in his body churned violently. Fu Qing Shan failed to break out of the encirclement. The West Devil Sect and Ice Palace's experts launched attacks one after another. The ferocious attacks completely suppressed Fu Qing Shan and the others, not giving them any chance to break out. Qing Shan, get ready. Wait for us to self-destruct and tear apart their defense line. Then, use all your strength to break out of the encirclement and leave. The Fu clan's third elder, who was covered in blood, took a deep breath and transmitted a message to Fu Qing Shan. He was prepared to die. Third elder, remember what I said. You are the Fu clan's last hope. We can die, but you can't. The Fu clan's third elder transmitted a message sternly. Third elder, I swear that I will make the West Devil Sect disappear from the Dun continent within 100 years. Fu Qing Shan suppressed the pain in his heart and swore. Good, good, good. We believe in you. The third elder and the others said with relief. They were about to rush toward the experts from the two major powers and self-destruct to launch the final attack to open a way for Fu Qing Shan to live. At this moment, an ear-piercing sound pierced the air. Following that, a familiar voice entered Fu Qing Shan and the others' ears. When they heard this voice, Fu Qing Shan and the others' expressions changed drastically. They hurriedly looked at the entrance of Black Wind Valley. When they saw a beautiful figure rushing over, their hearts sank. They never thought that when they were on the verge of death, the Fu clan's last bloodline, Fu Yuiwe, would appear. For mobile users, please visit Chapter 382. Yu, why is it Yu? Why is she here? Does the heavens want to destroy our Fu clan? Seeing Fu Yuiwe in Black Wind Valley, Fu clan's third elder and the rest turned pale, their hearts filled with despair. Yu, it's too dangerous here. Leave quickly. Fu Shan, who was burning with anxiety, shouted with all his strength. Haha, since you're here, stay with us. When Mo Han saw the sudden appearance of Yi Chenfeng and Fu Yuiwe, he was pleasantly surprised. He threw his head back and laughed. However, when the Ice Palace's great elder beside him saw Yi Chenfeng and Fu Yuiwe, he was stunned. His eyes widened, revealing a look of disbelief. Go, catch the two of them. Don't let them escape. Mo Han ordered loudly. Hearing Mo Han's order, the West Devil Sect's unparalleled king who was closest to Yi Chenfeng revealed a ferocious expression. In a flash, he appeared in front of Yi Chenfeng and was about to capture the two of them. 9 transformations God change. When the West Devil Sect's unparalleled king got close, Yi Chenfeng immediately activated the 9 transformations God change and activated the condensed spirit pearl in his God's Gate meridian. 3 million pounds of strength exploded in his arm as an unparalleled fist radiance flew out. Boom! Wherever the fist light passed, the air would explode as the chi flow surged. The boundless fist light directly broke through the defense of the West Devil Sect's peerless king, sending him flying. His entire chest sunk into his body as a large amount of blood and fragments of his internal organs sprayed out from his mouth. Soul suppressing tablet. The moment the West Devil Sect's unparalleled king was sent flying with one punch, Yi Chenfeng quickly took another step forward and blasted out the huge hand that was holding the soul-suppressing tablet. A long fist radiance was dragged in midair as it ruthlessly bombarded the unparalleled king's body. Violent and ferocious energy crazily surged into his body. Boom! The unparalleled king, who was untouchable and untouchable in the hearts of ordinary people, exploded with one punch from Yi Chenfeng. He turned into a cloud of blood in midair and died. What? Witnessing the scene of Yi Chenfeng blowing apart a king with one punch, not only were Mo Han and the others stunned, but even Fu Shan and the others, who were in despair, were dumbfounded. What kind of monster did you find? Fu Shan looked at Yi Chenfeng in shock. A glimmer of hope appeared in his heart. Brad, it's really you guys. You guys actually managed to come out alive from the extreme death. The instant Yi Chenfeng made his move, the Ice Palace's great elder was completely certain that he was the one who had been forced into a corner by him. Ever since the Death's Pole had existed, no matter how monstrous a person was, they had not been able to leave that place alive. However, Yi Chenfeng and Fu Yuiwe, who were not very strong, had broken this curse. The Ice Palace's great elder could not accept this fact. You think a mere Death's Pole can trap us to death? Yi Chenfeng coldly smiled and said, "It is your Ice Palace that has broadened my horizons. You actually dared to secretly work with the Western Devil Sect. Say, if I were to announce this matter to the world, would your Ice Palace be destroyed by Misty Mountain?" You. Hearing Yi Chenfeng's words, the Ice Palace's great elder's expression changed. He said viciously, "Do you think I will give you this chance? Since I dare to come, I am naturally not afraid of you guys. Hun Dun, sword puppet, come out." Looking into the Ice Palace's great elder's cold eyes, Yi Chenfeng was not afraid at all. He summoned the Chaos Divine Beast, sword puppet. Hun Dun, tear apart their line of defense. Yi Chenfeng ordered loudly. That's easy. Small fries. The Lord Hun Dun is here. If you don't want to die, scram. The Chaos Divine Beast roared arrogantly. Its huge body sped up, crushing the space and making a buzzing sound. With a powerful impact, it charged towards Mo Han and the others. This aura, this beast's soul has the strength of a level 6 heavenly beast. Feeling the terrifying aura of the Chaos Divine Beast, Mo Hun's expression changed. He immediately wielded his dragon head sword and slashed out streaks of black sword shadows, trying to force it back. Roar! Under the attack of the overlapping sword shadows, the Chaos Divine Beast opened its mouth and let out an earth-shattering roar. Like a surging tide, it slammed heavily on the sword shadows, shattering Mo Hun's attack and forcing the Chaos Divine Beast to retreat. Bastard, go to hell! Seeing Mo Hun retreat, the Chaos Divine Beast continued to attack without slowing down. Streaks of earth-shattering roars bombarded Mo Hun's body, causing his blood to churn violently. A stream of blood flowed out from the corner of his mouth. Senior sister, ask your third uncle and the others to leave quickly. I will take care of the rear. Yi Chunfeng urged when he saw that the Chaos Divine Beast had completely suppressed Mo Hun, who was the strongest among them. Chunfeng, be careful. Fu Yuan knew that with her current strength, she would not be of much help. She bit her alluring red lips and said, "Don't worry, they can't kill me." Yi Chunfeng nodded and said confidently, "Third uncle, it's not easy to stay here. Let's leave first." Fu Yue shouted at Fu Qingshan and the others who were fighting fiercely. "You want to leave? It's not that easy." The Ice Palace Great Elder knew what would happen if he allowed Yi Chunfeng, Fu Qingshan, and the others to leave. He tried his best to stop Fu Qingshan and the others. Double-headed Blood Dragon King fuse. Yi Chunfeng saw that Fu Qingshan and the others were in danger and fused with the double-headed Blood Dragon King's power without hesitation, raising his strength to a Class 2 Defiant Beast King. Following that, Yi Chunfeng performed the 8-Sha Azure technique and formed 5 slaughter halos in an instant, greatly increasing his offensive strength. His strength had increased tremendously. Sword-type and lightning-type Dao patterns appeared on his body and formed a lightning-type vortex around him. The terrifying power of the great Dao directly crushed the soul skills of the 2 powerful experts. 7 Swords of Judgment, Lightning Devour. Yi Chunfeng shouted. The lightning vortex quickly gathered and turned into a huge lightning sword. It slashed through the void and slashed towards the Class 4 Defiant Beast King of the Ice Palace Great Elder. Oh no! Sensing how terrifying Yi Chunfeng's attack was, the Ice Palace Great Elder's expression changed. He immediately used the Icicle Sky-Crushing Strike to defend himself. Boom, boom, boom. As the 2 soul skills clashed, gusts and gusts of wild wind were stirred up in midair and swept in all directions. Many experts from the 2 major forces who couldn't dodge in time were caught in the gusts of wind. Among them, many experts from the Mystic Beast sect were crushed by the recoil from the distorted space. They died in the destructive storm. PFFF. The Ice Palace's Great Elder felt a jolt in his chest as he clashed head-on with the attack of the 2 great Dao Wills of the Great Thundersword. Yi Chunfeng wasn't in a good state, either. Fortunately, the Heavenly Lightning battle armor dissipated most of the attack. He was only slightly injured. At this moment, the sword puppet was like a meat grinder. It charged towards the experts from the 2 major forces and started to kill them. What are you waiting for? Leave his place quickly. I'll take care of the rear. Yi Chunfeng took in a deep breath and suppressed the surging blood in his body. He shouted at Fu Qingshan and the rest. Let's go. The situation was critical. Fu Qingshan shouted and took the lead, bringing the wounded 3rd Elder and the others to the entrance of Black Wind Valley at an extremely fast speed. Chaos Holy Beast, Sword Puppet, return. When Fu Qingshan and the others broke out of the encirclement, Yi Chunfeng immediately summoned the Chaos Divine Beast that suppressed Mo Hun and the Sword Spirit Puppet back. At the next moment, the black heavenly flames, ancient cold mysterious ice, and ancient extreme purple thunder gushed out from his body, quickly gathering into a 3-colored destructive light sphere. It distorted the space and blasted out toward the Ice Palace's Great Elder and the others. Divine Punishment's Fury. An earth-shattering explosion sounded in midair. Destructive energy spread from midair and engulfed Mo Hun, the Ice Palace Great Elder, and the rest. At the same time, the Black Wind Valley collapsed. Let's go. When the divine punishment's fury exploded, Yi Chenfeng flew to Fu Yueyue's side and hugged her. He brought Fu Qingshan and the rest out of the desolate swamp. For mobile users, please visit Chapter 383. Fu Qingshan, you guys actually have a way to break out of the encirclement. You've really impressed me. Not long after Yi Chenfeng and the rest broke out of the encirclement, a cold aura suddenly appeared. An old man in a black robe, with white hair and an aquiline nose, and a burly middle-aged man with fiery red hair appeared and stopped them. Emoli, hi. I didn't expect you to come as well. Fu Qingshan looked at the top 3 protectors of the West Devil sect and said with a serious expression, "Are you going to surrender, or do you want me to do it?" Mo Lehigh said arrogantly, "You want to kill me? Let's see if you have the ability." Fu Qingshan said with a strong fighting spirit, "Looks like you guys won't cry until you see the coffin." Mo Lehigh's eyes narrowed and merged with his spirit beast to attack. However, at this moment, the red-haired man beside Mo Lehigh noticed Yi Chenfeng and Fu Yue. Like the great elder of the Ice Palace, he looked as if he had seen a ghost. He cried out in surprise, "Why is it you guys? Hong Xian, what's wrong? Do you know them?" Mo Lehigh frowned and asked in a low voice when he saw the red-haired man lose his composure. "The 2 of them were forced to the brink of death by us, but now they've come out alive." The red-haired man couldn't hide the shock in his heart and explained simply, "The brink of death? It's the place where even emperors can't come out." Mo Lehigh had obviously heard of the brink of death, and his expression changed slightly. "That's right, it's that place. These 2 are not simple." The red-haired man nodded and said, "Leave them to me. You guys quickly break out of the encirclement. We'll meet outside the desolate swamp." Yi Chenfeng quickly threw Fu Yue to Fu Qingshan and urged loudly while the red-haired man and the red-haired man were communicating. "Let me stay and help you," Fu Qingshan suggested as he was worried about Yi Chenfeng's safety. "No need. I have my ways to deal with them. You guys leave quickly, or you'll distract me." Yi Chenfeng shook his head and insisted, "All right, then we'll wait for you outside the desolate swamp." Fu Qingshan glanced at Yi Chenfeng, who had a cold expression on his face. Thinking of the fact that he had a 6th-level heavenly beast spirit to protect him, he nodded and was about to lead Fu Yue and the others to break out of the encirclement. "Where are you going?" Just as Fu Qingshan and the others were about to break out of the encirclement, Mo Lehigh snapped back to his senses and let out a roar. He took out a dark green spear, a low-grade heaven tier spear, and thrust it forward with unstoppable force, wanting to stop them from leaving. "Chaos Divine Beast, I'll leave him to you." When Mo Lehigh attacked, Yi Chenfeng quickly stood in front of Fu Qingshan and summoned the Chaos Divine Beast, ordering it to attack the black-robed man with all its might. Roar! The Chaos Divine Beast let out an explosive roar. A large amount of soul light sprayed out from its bloody mouth and heavily bombarded Mo Lehigh's long spear. The powerful force forcibly forced him to retreat. Deathly Stillness Blade. When the Chaos Divine Beast blocked Mo Lehigh's ferocious attack, the red-haired man also made his move. He held a fiery red battle sword in his hand and slashed out a ghastly white blade light that made people despair. He slashed it at Yi Chenfeng. He wanted to kill Yi Chenfeng and obtain the big secret on him. Wind Riding Technique. Yi Chenfeng's pupils constricted. A hurricane was emitted from his body, instantly increasing his flying speed. His body flashed, drawing a horizontal wind shadow, dodging the deathly silent blade that the red-haired man had slashed out and closing in on him. Lion King's Roar. Following that, a powerful lion's roar erupted from his mouth and bombarded the body of the red-haired man, who could not dodge in time. Buzz. After being attacked by the Lion King's roar, the red-haired man's body trembled. The terrifying sound wave broke through his defense and injured his body. A mouthful of blood spurted out from his mouth. Great Sun Heavenly Fire Fist. When the red-haired man was injured, Yi Chenfeng continued to launch a fierce attack. The spirit pearl in his Shunmin acupoint exploded with 3 million gene of strength. The black heavenly fire instantly covered his right fist. He blasted out a black sun with a black tail of fire. With an insufferably arrogant posture, he ruthlessly bombarded the red-haired man, whose expression changed drastically. 10,000 flowing cloud palm. Feeling the terrifying power of the great sun heavenly fire fist, the red-haired man ignored the injuries on his body and stacked both his palms together. A frenzied air current surged out like 10,000 elephants galloping forward. Boom! The moment the great sun heavenly fire fist and the 10,000 flowing cloud palm collided, a dense air current surged out. After 3 breaths of time, the low-grade Tao technique Great Sun Heavenly Fire Fist that contained 3 million gene of strength shattered the 10,000 flowing cloud palm and ruthlessly bombarded the red-haired man. Puff! Taking the low-grade Tao technique Great Sun Heavenly Fire Fist head-on, the red-haired man's clothes suddenly burst open. A mouthful of blood spurted out from his mouth. His body was like a kite with a broken string, smashing into the distance. The red-haired man never dreamed that in just a few months, Yi Qinfeng's strength had grown to such an extent. He was definitely no match for him. It's over. Let me send you to hell. With the help of the Heavenly Thunder Battle Armor, Yi Qinfeng blocked the remaining impact. Then he roared, and the golden rock wings flapped violently as he quickly flew toward Xiao Chun. He wanted to end Xiao Qin's life while he was heavily injured. Stop! At this moment, the somewhat battered Ice Palace Grand Elder, Mo Hun, and the rest passed through the destructive storm and caught up. When the Ice Palace Grand Elder saw that the red-haired man's life was in danger, he was shocked and let out a thunderous roar. Once the red-haired man died, the Ice Palace's overall strength would be greatly affected. 7 Swords of Judgment, Extreme Chill. Yi Qinfeng ignored the Ice Palace Grand Elder's roar. 10 sword-type Tao patterns surged out from his body and quickly formed an extreme chill sword light. It slashed across the sky and left a deep sword scar in midair. It slashed towards the red-haired man at a speed that was hard to be seen with the naked eye. Deathly silent blade light. With his life hanging by a thread, the red-haired man ignited all the blood energy in his body. He quickly leapt up from the ground and gripped his low-grade heaven weapon. He slashed out a white blade light, wanting to block the extreme chill sword light. Boom! As the 2 soul skills clashed, the deathly silent blade light shattered like glass. The frightening extreme chill sword light didn't slow down at all as it pierced through the red-haired man's defenses. It pierced through his chest, creating a bloody hole. It's over. After severely injuring the red-haired man's body, Yi Qinfeng unleashed a punch with a force of 1,500,000 kilograms before the Ice Palace Grand Elder could. He directly exploded the red-haired man's head and ended his life. How dare you kill the great guardian of the Ice Palace? I won't let you off. Looking at the scene of the red-haired man's head exploding, the Ice Palace's great elder felt a surge of fury explode in his chest. He bellowed loudly like an enraged lion. If I killed him, what can you do about it? Yi Qinfeng snorted coldly as he retorted. Don't talk nonsense with him. Kill him first. Mo Hun stared coldly at Yi Qinfeng. He wielded his 9-foot 9-inch dragon head blade and slashed it towards him. 9 Heavens, 8 Trigrams Formation. Mo Hun was a Class 5 Defiant Beast King. Facing his attack, Yi Qinfeng didn't dare to be careless. He decisively summoned the 9 Heavens, 8 Trigrams Formation and enveloped Mo Hun within it. Formation. He actually has a formation. Formation was rarer and more precious than ordinary heaven weapons. Seeing Yi Qinfeng summon the 9 Heavens, 8 Trigrams Formation, the Ice Palace Grand Elder and the rest felt that things were getting tricky. They all unleashed their powerful soul skills to attack the 9 Heavens, 8 Trigrams Formation. They wanted to tear the formation apart and save Mo Hun. However, the 9 Heavens, 8 Trigrams Formation's defensive abilities were terrifying. The Ice Palace Grand Elder and the rest couldn't tear the formation apart. With the help of the 9 Heavens, 8 Trigrams Formation and many other trump cards, Yi Qinfeng was prepared to try and kill a Class 5 Defiant Beast King. For mobile users, please visit Chapter 384. Killing a Class 5 Defiant Beast King. Who are you? Mo Han, a Class 5 Defiant Beast King, said in a low voice as he looked at the 9 heavens 8 trigrams formation that enveloped him. He could feel the murderous aura of the 999 offensive runes. You are a person who is about to die. There is no need for you to know who I am. Yi Qinfeng's lips curled up slightly as he spoke with killing intent. Haha, you want to kill me with your Class 6 Mystic Ancestor strength? I think your brain is really damaged. Although Yi Qinfeng was strong, Mo Han didn't take him seriously. He laughed and said arrogantly, Dual-headed Blood Dragon King Fuse, 8 slaughtering Azura Art, 5 killing Halos. Dragon Bloodline Ignite. As Mo Han laughed, Yi Qinfeng used his trump cards and raised his strength to a Class 3 Defiant Beast King. The powerful dragon's aura shocked Mo Han. What soul skill is this? Mo Han's smile froze when he sensed Yi Qinfeng's strength surpassing his cultivation realm consecutively. His eyes widened in shock. For the first time, he felt uneasy. Sword Puppet, come out. Raising his strength to the limit, Yi Qinfeng summoned the Sword Spirit Puppet, which had an invincible defense, and ordered it to attack Mo Han. Exploding Demonic Blade Break. When the Sword Puppet attacked, Mo Han released a large amount of demonic aura. He held the dragon head blade with both hands and slashed at the Sword Puppet. Bang! An ear-piercing sound of metal clashing could be heard. A large amount of sparks shone on the surface of the Sword Puppet. What? When the dragon head blade slashed at the Sword Puppet, Mo Han felt as if he was slashing at black iron. A strong rebounding force passed through the dragon head blade and into his arm, causing his arm to feel numb. 9 heavens 8 trigrams formation attack. At this moment, Yi Qinfeng activated the 9 heavens 8 trigrams formation. The 8 trigrams formation that was formed by 999 offensive runes carried a terrifying destructive power and bombarded Mo Han. Demon Bat Bloodline Ignite. After failing to kill the Sword Puppet, Mo Han had no choice but to burn his Demon Bat Bloodline to increase his strength to defend against the deadly attacks of the 8 trigrams formation. When Mo Han relied on his absolute strength to withstand the attacks of the 8 trigrams formation, the Sword Puppet got close to him again and attacked him fiercely, forcing him to divert his attention to defend himself. Mo Han was attacked from both sides. Yi Qinfeng, who had been waiting for an opportunity, made his move. 10 Sword Dao patterns and 10 Thunder Dao patterns quickly gathered and formed a huge crescent-shaped sword arc in the 9 heavens 8 trigrams formation. It locked onto Mo Han. 7 Sword of Judgment, Waning Moon. With a slash of his sword, the incomparably sharp crescent moon split the space, cutting through everything in its path, and unstoppably slashed towards Mo Han, whose expression had changed greatly. Myriad Transformations Black Lotus. Feeling the terror of the crescent moon sword arc, Mo Han immediately opened his mouth. Thousands of demonic silks drilled out of his mouth and instantly turned into a demonic black lotus. It bloomed in the void and released boundless demonic power, clashing with the crescent moon sword light. Boom! A thunderous explosion resounded in the sky. The crescent moon sword arc blended with sword Dao patterns and thunder Dao patterns broke the myriad transformations Black Lotus. Demonic light, thunder, and sword Dao patterns intertwined and filled the 9 heavens 8 trigrams formation like raging waves, causing the entire formation to tremble. 8 trigrams formation attack. Yi Qinfeng used the heavenly thunder battle armor to neutralize most of the impact. He continued to control the 8 trigrams formation to attack, not giving Mo Han any chance to take a breather. The Sword Puppet with invincible defense also burned a large amount of energy. It held a pair of low-grade heaven artifact heavenly swords and attacked Mo Han fiercely, suppressing his attacks. Qi and Blood Ignite. Being attacked from both sides, Mo Han who was at an absolute disadvantage, had no choice but to burn his chi and blood energy to increase his strength and counterattack with all his might. He never dreamed that he, who was a Class 5 defiant Beast King, would be forced into such a miserable state by Yi Chen-feng. Even after using his trump cards consecutively, he still couldn't gain an absolute advantage. "I'm done playing games with you." As Yi Chen-feng spoke, he put the gigantic Fault Heavenly Sword into his Chinquan bag and took out the high-grade ruler weapon. "High-grade heaven artifact. You actually have a high-grade heaven artifact." Looking at the ruler weapon in Yi Chen-feng's hand and feeling the destructive power it contained, Emohan's expression changed drastically as he exclaimed. This was because even the rank 7 West Demon sect only had one high-grade heaven artifact, and it was in the hands of the sect master. However, Yi Chen-feng, who was only a Class 6 Mystic Beast Grandmaster, had one. This made Emohan wonder if Yi Chen-feng came from the Eastern or Central Continent. Just as Emohan was distracted by his shock, Yi Chen-feng increased the power of the 9 Heavens 8 trigrams formation. The 999 attack patterns released the most powerful attack, which was like several overlapping mountains falling from the sky. It shattered Emohan's attack and pressed down heavily on his body, damaging his low-grade heaven artifact battle armor. Then, the sword spirit puppet, which had burned a large amount of its soul crystal, launched a fatal attack at him. The two swords, which were filled with the power of the sword, fiercely stabbed into his chest, piercing through the damaged low-grade heaven-grade battle armor and into his body, worsening his injuries. Flying Fairy Sword. Yi Chen-feng didn't waste such an excellent opportunity. The power of slaughter, 1,000,000 kilograms of force, the Thunder Dao pattern, and the Sword Dao pattern were all poured into the King armament, maximizing the offensive power of the King armament. Swish! The ruler weapon, which was infused with various energies, flashed with white light. It was like an otherworldly sword, tearing through the void, piercing through the void, and stabbing towards Emohan, who was spitting out blood. Blood Demon Bug. At this critical moment, the severely injured Emohan swallowed a blood-red bug that contained terrifying demonic power into his stomach. In the next moment, his body underwent a transformation. His entire body was filled with disgusting blood lumps, and his strength was increasing along with the blood lumps. Blood Demon Saber. With the increase in strength, Emohan slashed out a supreme-grade heaven skill at close range. The blood-red dragon head, Saber, slashed onto the Flying Fairy Sword. The powerful attack power forcibly resisted the Flying Fairy Sword's sure-kill attack. Although Emohan had used his final trump card to resist the Flying Fairy Sword, he was unable to resist the 9 Heavens 8 trigrams formation and the sword puppet's attack. His body was continuously bombarded by the powerful attacks, worsening his injuries. The blood lumps on his body were crushed by the 8 trigrams formation's power, spurting out viscous blood. Blood Demon Bug released the power. On the brink of death, Emohan did not hesitate to explode the power of the Blood Demon Bug to increase his strength to the maximum. Don't struggle in vain. Today, you'll definitely die. Black Flame Heavenly Fire Burn. As he spoke, the black flame heavenly fire gushed out of Yi Chen-feng's body like a black hurricane, engulfing the severely injured Emohan and burning his body. After being burned by the black flame heavenly fire, Emohan, whose low-grade heaven artifact battle armor was severely damaged, could not resist at all. His entire body was burned into a bloody mess as he struggled and roared in pain. It's over. Seeing that Emohan could not hold on any longer, Yi Chen-feng summoned back his king weapon and was about to launch a fatal attack to end Emohan's life. Damn brat, I don't care who you are. Go to hell with me. Facing Yi Chen-feng's endless attacks, Emohan knew that there was no way out. He roared out crazily as a powerful explosive power gushed out from his body. Not good. Yi Chen-feng was most afraid of Emohan's self-destruction. The moment Emohan self-destructed, Yi Chen-feng decisively wanted to withdraw the 9 Heaven 8 trigrams formation and dodge. However, Emohan's self-destruction speed was too fast. In the blink of an eye, his entire body exploded along with the blood demon bug that he had swallowed. The powerful explosive power was like an erupting volcano as it exploded in the 9 Heaven 8 trigrams formation. It tore apart the space and bombarded Yi Chunfeng. Sword Puppet block. At the critical moment, Yi Chunfeng ordered the sword puppet to block in front of him, maximizing the defensive power of the Heavenly Thunder battle armor and taking the blow of Emo Hun's self-destruction head-on. Although the sword puppet had neutralized most of the attack, Yi Chunfeng was still heavily injured. His body heavily crashed into the wall of the 9 Heaven 8 trigrams formation. A large amount of blood flowed out from the dim Heavenly Thunder battle armor. After being hit by Emo Hun's self-destruction, Yi Chunfeng was heavily injured. Mobile reading site. Book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Save button below to record this reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 385. Damn it. This Emo Hun is too crazy. Are all the people from the Western Devil sect crazy? The pale-faced Yi Chunfeng spat out a mouthful of blood as he muttered to himself with a lingering fear. If it wasn't for the sword puppet neutralizing most of the explosion and the fact that he was wearing a mid-grade Heaven Artifact battle armor with extraordinary physical strength, the self-explosion of the Grade 5 Defiant Beast King would have been enough to kill him. However, even if he managed to escape, Yi Chunfeng was still severely injured, especially his meridians, organs, and bones. He was unable to withstand a high-intensity battle. Life intent recover. With severe injuries, Yi Chunfeng drank a mouthful of Heaven Fate water to recover his depleted soul power. He circulated the life intent, and 10 life Tao patterns appeared on his body, rapidly healing his injuries. Rumble. Just as Yi Chunfeng was recovering in the 9 Heavens 8 trigrams formation, he was attacked by Emo Hun's self-explosion. The 9 Heavens 8 trigrams formation cracked. Seizing this opportunity, the Ice Palace's Great Elder and the others attacked Yi Chunfeng. Sword Puppet blocked the attacks. With severe injuries, Yi Chunfeng's strength was greatly reduced. He immediately ordered the Sword Puppet to block in front of him, blocking the ferocious attacks from the Ice Palace's Great Elder and the others. 9 Heavens 8 trigrams formation withdraw. After the Sword Puppet withstood a round of attacks, Yi Chunfeng immediately withdrew the 9 Heavens 8 trigrams formation. He shouted at the Chaos Divine Beast that was suppressing Emo Lihai, "Hun done, don't fight. Let's go." Roar. Hearing Yi Chunfeng shout, the Chaos Divine Beast roared at the sky. The spatial distortions blasted at Emo Lihai, shattering his attack and pushing him back dozens of meters. "Boss, that bastard injured you." When the Chaos Divine Beast flew to Yi Chunfeng's side, he noticed that Yi Chunfeng was severely injured and asked angrily, "I'm fine. Let's leave this place first." Yi Chunfeng took a deep breath and operated the life concept, forcibly suppressing the injuries on his body. He put the sword spirit puppet into his cosmos ring and quickly flew out of the desolate swamp with the divine beast of chaos. "Where are you going?" While Yi Chunfeng was breaking out of the encirclement, Emo Lihai found out that Emo Lihai had died. He was enraged. He quickly flapped his soul wings and chased after Yi Chunfeng with the Ice Palace Elder. Golden Rock Bloodline burn. Yi Chunfeng was heavily injured, so his flying speed was greatly reduced. Sensing that Emo Lihai and the others were getting closer, Yi Chunfeng quickly burned his Golden Rock Bloodline to increase his flying speed. Protector Emo San, don't let them get away. Otherwise, once they announce our secret collaboration to the public, they will definitely ruin our plans. The Ice Palace's first elder urged anxiously as she watched Yi Chunfeng fly faster and faster. "Don't worry, he won't be able to escape," Emo Lihai said with a gloomy face. He constantly used his trump cards to increase his flying speed and forcefully close the distance between him and Yi Chunfeng. "Boss, I will stop them. You go to the edge of the barren swamp and wait for me." Yi Chunfeng burned his Golden Rock Bloodline and increased his flying speed for more than an hour. Slowly, the life Dao could no longer suppress his injuries. His flying speed slowed down again, allowing Mo Lehigh and the others to close the distance between them. Seeing that Mo Lehigh had caught up to them, the Chaos Divine Beast roared and decisively turned around. It exploded with powerful soul power and attacked Mo Lehigh, who was the strongest. Tiger Demon Heavenly Spear. Mo Lehigh knew how terrifying the Chaos Divine Beast was. Without waiting for it to get close, Mo Lehigh quickly fused with the green spear in his hand. Like a black tiger, he aggressively stabbed at the Chaos Divine Beast. Roar! The Chaos Divine Beast let out a roar and spat out a dragon-like soul light at the incoming demonic tiger Heavenly Spear. It heavily bombarded the spear and forcibly blocked Mo Lehigh's ferocious attack. Let's attack together and destroy this beast's soul first. Mo Lehigh was well aware of how terrifying the Chaos Divine Beast was. He knew that he couldn't kill the Chaos Divine Beast on his own. When the Chaos Divine Beast blocked the Demon Tiger Heavenly Spear and attacked him, he immediately gathered everyone's strength and surrounded the Chaos Divine Beast. Mother of Asterisker, I'm really a tiger that can be bullied by dogs. Small fries like you, I could kill 10 of you with a fart. Surrounded by Devilizia, the Ice Palace's Grand Elder, and the others, the Chaos Divine Beast immediately fell into a predicament. Ferocious soul skills continuously damaged its soul and worsened its injuries. Just as the Chaos Divine Beast's injuries were getting more and more serious, and it was preparing to break out with all its might, a sharp spear light tore through the sky, piercing toward the Ice Palace's Great Elder at the level of a level 4 Reverse Beast King. Not good. With the sudden danger behind him, the Ice Palace's Elder reacted instinctively. He quickly turned around a block, and an ice blade filled with dense cold chi struck the spear. Whoa! A powerful rebounding force reverberated in midair. The Ice Palace's Chief Elder felt a violent force pass through the ice blade and into his arm, causing his skin and flesh to split open. Large amounts of blood flowed out from the wound. Fu Shan, you actually dare to come back. Seeing the stalwart figure that stabbed the Ice Palace's Elder, Mo Lehigh's expression turned gloomy. Thick flames shot out from his eyes as he gritted his teeth. The plan that seemed to be foolproof was ruined by Yi Chenfeng. Not only did Fu Shan and the rest escape, but Mo Hun also died. This made Mo Lehigh unable to accept this fact. He didn't dare to think about what kind of punishment he would have to endure if he returned to the Western Devil sect. Why wouldn't I dare to come back? Fu Shan said domineeringly. Mo Hun is already dead. With your strength, do you think you could stop us? Ha well said. Wait until I recover my strength and rebuild my body. I will definitely flatten your stupid sect. Fu Shan's timely appearance greatly reduced the pressure on the divine beast of chaos. He roared at the sky and said arrogantly, Everyone, listen up. Destroy them at all costs. Whoever can injure them will be rewarded with a low-grade heaven weapon. Mo Lehigh's face turned green as he ordered loudly. He took out the blood demon bug that Mo Hun had consumed and swallowed it. In the next moment, a powerful demonic chi exploded from his body. His entire body started to mutate. Disgusting blood bumps appeared on his body. His cultivation level had also reached the level of a level 6 Defiant Beast King. Let's go. Just as Mo Hun was using the blood demon bug to forcefully increase his strength, Fu Shan and the divine beast of chaos didn't continue fighting. They quickly broke out of the desolate swamp. Where do you think you're going? Mo Lehigh, whose body had mutated, roared. The spear in his hand spun rapidly, turning into a spear shadow whirlwind. It swept up thousands of huge waves and swept towards Fu Shan and the divine beast of chaos. Damn it! If I don't show you my power, do you really think I'm a pig? Sensing that Mo Lehigh's spear was filled with fatal energy and had locked onto him, the divine beast of chaos was instantly enraged. He decisively burned his soul to increase his strength as much as possible. Like a huge meteorite, he crashed into Mo Lehigh. Boom! A thunderous sound rang out in the sky above the desolate swamp. It was like the roar of a deity, reverberating in all directions. In the next moment, a terrifying energy storm spread in the sky. The power was so strong that the void was distorted and endless waves were created. It directly sent the divine beast of chaos and Mo Lehi flying. Let's go. After burning his soul and injuring Mo Lehi, the divine beast of chaos immediately parasitized Fu Qingshan and urged loudly. All right. Fu Qingshan didn't hesitate. His fiery red soul wings flapped rapidly as he flew towards the periphery of the desolate swamp. When the heavily injured Mo Lehi and the Ice Palace Great Elder passed through the destructive storm, Fu Qingshan and the divine beast of chaos were long gone. For mobile users, please visit Chapter 386. A smile could topple a nation. In northern mountain town was a peaceful town in the North Sea state. It was located in the middle of a beautiful mountain valley. Yi Chenfeng and his group left the desolate swamp. After several days of traveling, they found this quiet town. They rented an empty courtyard and settled down here for a rest. Chenfeng, it's all thanks to you this time. Thank you for everything you've done for the Fu clan. Fu Yue said gratefully. If it wasn't for Yi Chenfeng, Fu Qingshan and the rest would have lost their lives under the encirclement of the experts from the two major forces. Senior sister, you're treating me like an outsider. Yi Chenfeng smiled and said, do you still remember our agreement? Maybe one day, I'll need your help. Don't worry, Chenfeng, I will always remember this promise. If you ever need my help, I, Fu Yue, will not hesitate even if I have to climb a mountain of swords or dive into a sea of fire. Fu Yue nodded and solemnly promised. That's right. I really don't know how to repay your kindness. I hope that one day we'll be able to do something for you. Fu Qingshan, who had basically recovered from his injuries, walked over and said slowly, by the way, senior sister, third Uncle Fu, what are your plans for the future? Yi Chenfeng asked. We haven't thought of a place to stay yet. Fu Qingshan shook his head and said, senior sister, third Uncle Fu, if you really don't have a good place to stay, I can provide you with a safe place where the West Devil sect won't be able to find you. Yi Chenfeng pondered and said, where? Fu Qingshan's eyes lit up. As long as he could find a good place to stay and had enough time to cultivate, he was confident that he could break through the shackles of the Reverse Beast King realm and become an emperor. An island in the North Sea. When I was chased by the Heavenly Fire sect, I fled there. Yi Chenfeng briefly told Fu Qingshan and the rest about the situation on 3-Star Island. An island in the North Sea. It's a good choice. Fu Qingshan nodded lightly. I have a good relationship with the island master of 3-Star Island. If you go, she can provide you with a lot of convenience. Also, there's a chaotic ocean a few thousand miles away from 3-Star Island. In the center of the chaotic ocean is Massacre City. If third Uncle Fu wants to go through life and death training to stimulate your potential, you can go there. Yi Chenfeng then told Fu Qingshan and the others about the chaotic ocean and the chaotic ocean. However, he hid the fact that he was a titled sword god and that he had a conflict with the king of Massacre and the others. Massacre City. I didn't expect there would be such a good place in the North Sea. When Fu Qingshan learned more about Slaughter City from Yi Chenfeng, his eyes immediately lit up. He had no doubt that as long as he trained in Slaughter City for a few years, his strength would definitely improve by leaps and bounds. Yu, third elder, let's go to 3-Star Island. Fu Qingshan suggested, seeking everyone's opinion. Qingshan, you can make the decision on this matter. We have no objections. The Fu clan's third elder, who had just survived the calamity, slowly said, I don't have any objections either. Fu Yue took a deep breath and glanced at Yi Chenfeng. Since no one has any objections, we'll go to 3-Star Island immediately. When we come back, I'll destroy the Western Devil sect with my own hands. Fu Qingshan nodded and swore. Third Uncle Fu, this is a massacre order. It can let you enter the Massacre City. Yi Chenfeng handed a massacre order to Fu Qingshan. Thank you. Fu Qingshan didn't stand on ceremony and kept the massacre order that Yi Chenfeng handed to him into his heaven and earth ring. Chenfeng, the Fu clan, is destroyed. I don't have anything valuable on me. This 100 crystal primeval chaos diagram was one of the treasures of the Fu clan. Although it's damaged now, it's the most valuable thing on me. I'll give it to you. Fu Qingshan took out the severely damaged 100 crystal primeval chaos diagram from his heaven and earth ring and gave it to Yi Chenfeng. If you can repair it, unless you encounter an emperor-level powerhouse, a peerless king-level powerhouse won't be able to break it. Defense array. Looking at the 100 crystal primeval chaos diagram in his hand, Yi Chenfeng's eyes lit up. Although he noticed that the 100 crystal primeval chaos diagram was severely damaged, Yi Chenfeng had the God-Eater brain and could repair it. Other than the 100 crystal primeval chaos diagram, I'll give you this teleportation stone as well. It can activate a teleportation array in the northern spirit region's Cloud Dragon Mountain to the western continent. Fu Qingshan took out another teleportation stone and gave it to Yi Chenfeng. Thank you, third Uncle Fu. Yi Chenfeng thanked him softly as he kept the 100 crystal primeval chaos diagram and the teleportation stone. Compared to your life-saving grace, this is nothing. All right, Chengfeng, I heard from you that you've comprehended the first heaven of the Sword Dao and the first heaven of the lightning concept. Are you interested in sparring with me? Fu Qingshan suggested with a smile. I couldn't ask for more, Yi Chenfeng said without hesitation. Ha! Fu Qingshan laughed heartily and said, Let's go. Let's find a place to spar. After speaking, Yi Chenfeng and Fu Qingshan flew out of the northern mountain town. They came to the depths of the mountains and found a secluded valley to spar. Their comprehension of concepts and soul skills continued to deepen as they fought each other every day. They learned extremely valuable things from each other. All good things must come to an end. Chengfeng, we're preparing to leave for the 3-star island in the North Sea tomorrow morning. I hope we'll meet again. Fu Qingshan said softly after spending 10 days in the northern mountain town and sparring happily every day. Don't worry, third Uncle Fu. We'll definitely meet again. Yi Chenfeng replied with a smile. All right, Chengfeng, how are you going to deal with the collusion between the Ice Palace and the Western Devil Sect? Fu Qingshan asked. I'm going to inform the Ethereal Mountain and let them make a decision. Yi Chenfeng was prepared to go to the Ethereal Mountain to find Ji Qingxue and Bai Xia to check on them. That was why he brought this important news over. Chenfeng, the matter of the Ice Palace and the Western Demon Sect secretly colluding with each other is not simple. I have a premonition that there are other powers in the northern spiritual region that are involved in this matter. You must be extremely careful and not fall into their trap. Fu Qingshan solemnly reminded. Don't worry, third Uncle Fu. I know what I'm doing. Yi Chenfeng nodded and said. That's good. Fu Qingshan nodded and said, All right, Chengfeng. Yu is looking for you. She's waiting for you in the room. Okay, I'll go now. After speaking, Yi Chenfeng went to Fu Yoyue's room. Chengfeng, we're leaving tomorrow. Can you accompany me to the mountain peak to look at the stars tonight and watch the sunrise with me tomorrow morning? Fu Yue, who was wearing a black martial arts suit, had a tall figure and a unique temperament. She revealed a rare, charming expression as she looked lovingly at Yi Chenfeng and asked softly. Okay. Looking at Fu Yue's exquisite face, Yi Chenfeng nodded and left the courtyard hand in hand with her. They went to the mountain peak at the back of the mountain and waited for the night to come. A cool breeze blew past, and the sky was filled with stars. The beautiful night made people feel relaxed and happy. Yi Chenfeng and Fu Yue leaned close to each other and looked up at the mysterious starry sky. Neither of them spoke, but they felt the aura from each other's body. After an unknown amount of time, a red sun jumped out of the sea of clouds and lit up the entire sky. So fast it's morning. Looking at the red sun in the distance, Fu Yue, who had been sitting quietly for the whole night, stretched lazily, showing off her beautiful curves. Chengfeng, I'm leaving. You must take good care of yourself. Don't let anything happen to you. Fu Yue turned her head and looked at Yi Chenfeng's chiseled face. She was reluctant to part with him. Don't worry, senior sister. In this world, no one can take my life. Yi Chenfeng smiled and said confidently. Chengfeng, can you call me Yue in the future? Fu Yue blinked her beautiful big eyes and looked at Yi Chenfeng and asked softly. Okay, Yue. Yi Chunfeng nodded and said softly. Hearing Yi Chunfeng call her name, the corners of Fu Yue's mouth curled up slightly, revealing a charming smile that could topple cities. Let's go down the mountain. With that, Yi Chunfeng and Fu Yue walked down the mountain side by side. Their shadows grew longer and longer under the sun's rays. Finally, they overlapped with each other. Mobile reading website. Book address. To make it easier for you to read next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 387. In danger after parting with Fu Yue, Fu Qingshan, and the rest, Yi Chunfeng didn't immediately head to the northern spirit region's Misty Mountain. Instead, he went to the Sky Connecting Pavilion in North Sea City to find the plump lady and ask about the reward. Has your pavilion obtained evidence of the Ice Palace colluding with the Western Devil Sect? Yi Chunfeng sat in the back hall of the Sky Penetrating Pavilion and took a sip of the fragrant spirit flower tea. He looked at the beautiful woman who exuded a mature charm from head to toe. In order to obtain evidence of their collusion, my Sky Connecting Pavilion lost 11 experts. Fortunately, we succeeded at the last moment. As she spoke, the plump lady handed a memory stone to Yi Chunfeng. Many thanks. After receiving the memory stone from the beautiful woman, Yi Chunfeng immediately released his soul force into it to check the contents of the memories. However, the moment his soul entered the memory stone, the seemingly harmless memory stone exploded and released thousands of black threads of light. They drilled into Yi Chunfeng's head at a speed that was hard to see with the naked eye and attacked his soul. Not good. Suddenly attacked, Yi Chunfeng immediately felt a splitting headache. Thousands of black threads tore at his soul, and large amounts of blood flowed out from his 7 orifices. God-Eater Brain Devour. Enduring the soul-tearing pain, Yi Chunfeng immediately controlled the God-Eater Brain to quickly devour the black threads and protect his soul. Buzz, buzz. Just as the God-Eater Brain was devouring crazily, the plump lady with a complicated expression quickly escaped from the back hall. Immediately after, a terrifyingly powerful formation enveloped the entire sky-reaching pavilion, trapping Yi Chunfeng inside. Mia, did the plan succeed? A red-faced old man in a white robe asked softly. He was a Class 5 Defiant Beast King and had a thin body and a long beard. He was a Class 5 Defiant Beast King and was looking at the beautiful woman who had escaped from the Pavilion of Transcendence. Beside the red-faced old man, there were more than 10 experts with dense auras. From their auras, they were all absolute Beast Kings. One of them was even more terrifying than the red-faced old man, and was suspected to be a rank 6 Defiant Beast King. Pavilion Master, that person's soul has been severely injured. You can start now. The plump woman took a deep breath and steadied her somewhat flustered mind. She walked to the front of the red-faced old man and squeezed out a charming smile as she spoke softly. You did well. This is your reward. Beside the red-faced old man, an old man in a dark green robe with hair like withered grass suddenly opened his mouth, revealing a mouthful of disgusting yellow teeth as he spoke. Suddenly, a dark green, snake the size of a finger drilled out of his mouth. Before the plump woman could react, it broke through her forehead and drilled into her brain. As she screamed in pain, it quickly devoured her brain. Seeing her miserable and pained appearance and hearing her tragic cries, many of the sky-reaching pavilion experts felt their backs go numb. They looked at the green-robed elder with eyes full of fear. In less than 2 breaths, the plump woman's brain was devoured by the snake. She lay motionless on the ground with blood flowing out of her 7 orifices. Pavilion Master Su, please don't mind her. The identity of the person your sky-reaching pavilion trapped is probably not simple. She also knew too many things that she shouldn't know, so I could only kill her. Otherwise, once this matter was exposed, it would be very troublesome, the green-robed elder said emotionlessly as he recalled the snake. Venerable Snake is too polite. This Mia was too daring, using my sky-reaching pavilion's channels to facilitate that person. She ruined your plan, so her death is not enough to be regretted. The red-faced old man concealed the anger in his eyes very well and sighed helplessly in his heart. The reason why the sky-reaching pavilion had chosen to deal with Yi Chen-feng without regard for the reputation was because they had no other choice. Originally, the sky-reaching pavilion had successfully obtained evidence of the West Demon Sect and Ice Palace's secret collusion through the channels they had cultivated for several hundred years. However, they had unfortunately been discovered by the people of Snake Valley, another mysterious force that the West Demon Sect had secretly colluded with. Not only had they failed at the last step, but they had also fallen into a desperate situation. Under the pressure of the West Demon Sect, Ice Palace, and Snake Valley, the sky-reaching pavilion, which had suffered heavy casualties, had no choice but to reveal the truth and choose to cooperate with them to plot against Yi Chen-feng. It's good that you can think like that. Mo Lehigh, one of the three protectors of the West Demon Sect, had once been injured by the Chaos Divine Beast. Now that he had completely recovered, he said gloomily, "Now, Pavilion Master Su, please activate the offensive formation. If you can help us kill that person, my West Demon Sect can forget about the crimes your sky-reaching pavilion has committed." "All right." Pavilion Master Su nodded helplessly. He took out a crystal-like array plate and reflected it in the sky-reaching pavilion, activating the strongest offensive formation of the sky-reaching pavilion. Suddenly, thousands of offensive formation patterns gathered in the sky-reaching pavilion, forming a huge offensive roulette. It penetrated the roof of the inner hall and enveloped Yi Chen-feng, who had just controlled the God-Eater brain and swallowed the black soul strands. Sky-reaching pavilion, how dare you plot against me? Looking at the offensive roulette with flowing formation patterns and feeling the murderous aura from the roulette, Yi Chen-feng's eyes revealed a fierce look. He immediately merged with his spiritual beast, the two-headed Blood Dragon King, and injected powerful soul power into the Heavenly Thunder Battle Armor, activating the strongest defense of the Heavenly Thunder Battle Armor to protect his entire body. God-Eater Brain, break the seal. The power of the God-Eater Brain completely erupted and merged into the sky-reaching pavilion's protective formation. It quickly deduced the evolution of the formation patterns and looked for an opportunity to break the formation. Rumble. At this moment, the sound of an explosion rang out. Lines of murderous formation patterns emerged from the center of the roulette. They were like bolts of lightning, bombarding Yi Chen-feng in a concentrated manner. Sword Puppet block. Yi Chen-feng quickly summoned the sword puppet, injected a large amount of energy into it, and ordered it to help him block the attacks of the offensive formation patterns. Under the full defense of the sword puppet and the Heavenly Thunder Battle Armor, the offensive formation patterns couldn't pose a threat to Yi Chen-feng. Seizing this opportunity, Yi Chen-feng quickly controlled the God-Eater Brain to deduce the changes of the formation patterns. There, after the God-Eater Brain quickly deduced for 15 minutes, Yi Chen-feng found an opportunity to break the formation. 10-sword Dao patterns flew out of his body, tore apart the offensive formation patterns, and attacked the northwest side of the sky-reaching pavilion's protective formation with extreme speed. Crack! After being attacked by the 10-sword Dao patterns, cracks appeared on the surface of the protective formation and spread out at a speed visible to the naked eye. What? The moment the protective formation cracked, Pavilion Master Su immediately felt it. His expression changed drastically, and he revealed a look of disbelief. In the next moment, the protective formation's weak point was attacked again. The cracks grew bigger and bigger, causing the entire sky-reaching pavilion to shake. "What's wrong, Pavilion Master Su? What happened?" asked a middle-aged man in a black robe with cloud patterns. His long black hair casually draped over his shoulders, and he exuded a stifling aura. This black-robed man was the great guardian of the West Devil Sect. He was also the strongest existence in the group and had reached the 6th grade Defiant Beast King realm. That person is about to break out of the formation. Pavilion Master Su widened his eyes and looked at the sky-reaching pavilion that was shaking more and more intensely. He still couldn't imagine that the protective formation that had been passed down for hundreds of years would be broken in just 15 minutes. Boom! As soon as Pavilion Master Su finished speaking, the 10-sword Dao patterns turned into a giant thunder sword and pierced through the impregnable sky, reaching Pavilion's wall, creating a huge hole. In the next moment, Yi Chunfeng turned into a golden light and shot out of the sky, reaching Pavilion, appearing outside. I underestimated your means, but you won't be able to escape today, even if you have wings. Mo Lihai looked at Yi Chunfeng, who had broken the protective formation of the sky, reaching Pavilion, and revealed a sinister expression. He released a dense killing intent and locked onto Yi Chunfeng, not giving him a chance to escape. Ambushed by the West Devil Sect, Snake Valley, and Ice Palace, Yi Chunfeng was in danger again. Mobile reading site. Book address. To make it easier for you to read it next time, you can click on the bookmark button below to record this reading. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 388. So it's you guys. Seeing the ferocious expressions of Mo Lihai and the others, feeling the terrifying killing intent locked onto him, Yi Chunfeng was surprisingly calm and composed. He knew that the more dangerous it was, the calmer he had to be. Otherwise, if he panicked, it would only speed up his death. Tell me where Fu Qingshan and the others are hiding. If you cooperate, I can make the decision to give you a quick death. Otherwise, I will make you regret being born. Mo Lihai said with a ferocious face. Fu Qingshan and the others are in Sea Breeze City. As for whether you can find them, it will depend on your ability. Yi Chunfeng smiled and said proudly. As he spoke, he quickly communicated with the Chaos Divine Beast that was parasitizing the Chaos Divine Wood to heal itself. Hundun, how much strength can you use in your current state? I can still use 3 level 6 Reverse Beast King attacks. However, after 3 attacks, I may fall into a deep sleep and won't be able to help you for a while. The Chaos Divine Beast said. All right, 3 attacks is enough. Yi Chunfeng took a deep breath and began to control the black flame skyfire, ancient cold mysterious ice, and extreme ancient purple lightning. He was ready to use the wrath of God's punishment to break out of the encirclement. Do you think I will believe your nonsense? Mo Lihai said with a gloomy face, his eyes emitting a terrifying light. Believe it or not, I have already said it. Yi Chunfeng shrugged and said, You're indeed brave. With your courage and talent, you should not be from the Northern Spirit region. Mo Longyuan, the great guardian of the West Devil Sect, was the strongest among them. He was a level 6 Reverse Beast King. He looked at the unruly Yi Chunfeng and felt that his identity was not ordinary. Where do you think I am from? Yi Chunfeng's sharp eyes met Mo Longyuan's as he asked coldly. I am not interested in your identity. However, I would like to make a deal with you. As long as you tell us the location of the Fu family's remaining members and come with us to the Ice Palace as a guest for a period of time, I promise not to hurt you. Mo Longyuan said slowly. What if I don't agree? The corners of Yi Chunfeng's mouth curled up slightly as he asked arrogantly. Mother Asterisker, don't be so shameless. We can crush you as easily as crushing an ant. If you don't cooperate, I will let you taste all the pain in the world. Mo Lihai gradually lost his patience and cursed out loud. Haha, if your Western Devil Sect doesn't want to disappear from the Hun continent, then go ahead and attack. Yi Chunfeng laughed and said arrogantly, I'm not afraid to tell you that my family members are already on their way here. When they arrive, I want to see whether you will die or I will. Just as Yi Chunfeng's words sounded, Mo Longyuan, Mo Lihai, and the rest's expressions changed. What they were most afraid of was that Yi Chunfeng had a terrifying background. If Yi Chunfeng really came from a super holy land, then they really wouldn't dare to do anything to Yi Chunfeng. However, they weren't willing to let go of the Fu family. They were even more worried that Yi Chunfeng or the Fu family would announce their secret cooperation and ruin their long-planned plan. Which continent are you from? Which family are you from? Mo Longyuan asked with a gloomy face. His deep eyes stared at Yi Chunfeng, trying to discern whether he was telling the truth from his expression. I wanted to tell you just now, but you didn't want to know. Now, I don't want to say any more. Taking in everyone's expressions, Yi Qinfeng knew that his fake identity had made them all apprehensive, which greatly increased his chances of breaking out. You. Looking at Yi Qinfeng's mocking eyes, Emo Longyuan and the rest's faces turned gloomy. The muscles at the corner of their eyes couldn't help but twitch. If there's nothing else, I'll take my leave. Grasping everyone's apprehension, Yi Qinfeng was about to leave. Wait, before your family arrives, you can't leave. Emo Longyuan stood in front of Yi Qinfeng and looked at him with a sharp gaze as he said, not allowing him to refuse. Why? You want to imprison me? Yi Qinfeng frowned slightly. Looking at Emo Longyuan, who was blocking his path and emitting a powerful aura, he asked coldly. You can think of it that way. Emo Longyuan said domineeringly. Good. I'll send a message to my family members now and ask them to come and pick me up. At that time, I'll teach you a lesson. Yi Qinfeng said angrily. He took out a communication pearl from his universe ring and sent a message to it, angrily rebuking Emo Longyuan and the rest for their evil deeds. Great Guardian, this brat's background can't be that big, right? Looking at Yi Qinfeng, who was fearless and constantly scolding them into the communication pearl, Emo Longhai couldn't help but worry. Although the Western Devil Sect was the overlord of the Western continent, and the Ice Palace and Snake Valley were both 6th-grade sects, compared to some of the superpowers in the Duhan continent, they were still too far away. There's no need to panic. We didn't hurt him. Instead, he killed an elder of our sect. At that time, even if his family comes, we don't have to be afraid. Emo Longyuan said calmly. Just as Emo Longyuan and the rest were communicating, Yi Qinfeng, whose face was red with anger, intentionally distanced himself from them. 30 meters, 50 meters, 80 meters. When Yi Qinfeng was 100 meters away from Emo Longyuan and the rest, he suddenly summoned his golden rock wings and ignited his golden rock bloodline. He turned into a streak of golden light and flew out of the North Sea city at a speed that couldn't be seen with the naked eye. Not good, that brat ran away. Let's chase. Seeing Yi Qinfeng suddenly running away, Emo Longyuan and the rest were stunned for a moment. Then, they condensed their soul wings and chased after him. What fast speed! In less than an instant's time, the 6th-grade reverse beast king, Emo Longyuan, had caught up to Yi Qinfeng. His powerful killing intent locked onto him, and his shocking speed made him feel troubled. Wrath of God's punishment. When Emo Longyuan attacked, Yi Qinfeng blasted out the wrath of God's punishment that he had prepared long ago. It crushed the void and collided with Emo Longyuan's huge hand. Boom! A powerful explosion resounded in midair. The terrifying energy storm was like the waves of the sea. It rolled in midair and engulfed Emo Longyuan and the others who were in hot pursuit, slowing down their speed of pursuit. Wind riding technique. Emo Longyuan and the rest were affected. Yi Qinfeng immediately used the wind riding technique to increase his flying speed. He drew a streak of light in the air and flew out of the North Sea city, heading towards the northwest of the North Sea region. Brat, you won't be able to escape. Just as Yi Qinfeng flew into a complicated mountain range in the northwest of the North Sea state, an angry roar sounded. Emo Longyuan was chasing after him at an extremely fast speed. Level 6 Defiant Beast King is indeed terrifying. Hearing the loud roar, Yi Qinfeng continued to use the wind riding technique to increase his flying speed. He shuttled through the lush mountain range, trying his best to get rid of Emo Longyuan's pursuit. However, Emo Longyuan's flying speed was too fast. Soon, he closed the distance between him and Yi Qinfeng. Powerful, huge hand seals bombarded Yi Qinfeng, slowing down his flying speed. Chaos attack. When Emo Longyuan caught up with Yi Qinfeng at an extremely fast speed, a terrifying beast roar rang out from Yi Qinfeng's body. The rolling sound waves were like a crazily running dragon, fiercely bombarding Emo Longyuan. Boom! A deafening explosion rang out. Mo Long Yuan was suddenly attacked by the strongest beast roar of the chaos divine beast. He was careless for a moment and was sent flying. A trace of blood flowed out from the corner of his mouth. When Mo Long Yuan used his powerful strength to forcibly suppress the surging blood qi in his body, Yi Chunfeng had already flown far away. "Brat, I will catch you no matter where you go," Mo Long Yuan said fiercely. He ignored the injuries on his body and continued to chase after Yi Chunfeng. He was determined to capture him alive. For mobile users, please visit Chapter 389. Damn it, why is this Mo Long Yuan like a maggot? I can't get rid of him no matter how hard I try. Yi Chunfeng originally thought that the roar of the Chaos Divine Beast could help him get rid of Mo Long Yuan's pursuit. However, 2 hours later, Mo Long Yuan caught up with him again and slowly closed in on him. "Boss, that old fellow's flying speed is much faster than yours. With your speed, you won't be able to get rid of him. Why don't we join hands and kill him before the others catch up?" The Chaos Divine Beast suggested. "All right, let's make a bet. At most, I will burn another 1,000 years of my lifespan." Yi Chunfeng took a deep breath and decided inwardly. He quickly looked for a place to make a move. After about an incense stick's worth of time, Yi Chunfeng discovered a steep canyon. His eyes lit up as he dove down and rushed into the steep canyon. Seeing Yi Chunfeng flying into the canyon, Mo Long Yuan quickly chased after him and followed Yi Chunfeng to the bottom of the narrow canyon. "Why aren't you running anymore?" When they arrived at the bottom of the canyon, Mo Long Yuan unexpectedly found that Yi Chunfeng didn't escape anymore. He stood on hard rock in silence and waited for him. Mo Long Yuan frowned slightly, looked around, and asked coldly. Yi Chunfeng quickly drank a mouthful of the water of heavenly fate to recover his consumed soul force and said coldly, "I feel that this place is not bad. It's very suitable to be your grave." "Ha ha, you want to kill me with just your strength?" Mo Long Yuan seemed to have heard the funniest joke in the world as he laughed and said disdainfully, "Roar." While Mo Long Yuan was laughing, a high-pitched dragon roar suddenly sounded. The two-headed blood dragon king appeared on Yi Chunfeng's body and hovered above his head, roaring loudly at Mo Long Yuan. Dragon. Looking at the two-headed blood dragon king and feeling the terrifying dragon aura emitted by it, Mo Long Yuan's brows slightly twitched. "Seems like your background is not small, but it's a pity that no one can save you here. Even if I kill you, no one will know that I did it," Mo Long Yuan said with killing intent. He had made up his mind to kill Yi Chunfeng and solve this hidden danger. "We don't know who will die yet." After saying that, Yi Chunfeng ignited his dragon bloodline again, forming 5 killing halos, and continued to increase his strength. After using so many trump cards, Yi Chunfeng instantly gained the strength of a 3rd-grade Beast King. However, Mo Long Yuan was a 6th-grade Beast King. Even if Yi Chunfeng's strength increased tremendously, there was still a huge gap between them. "Interesting, really interesting. I didn't expect you to have such a trick up your sleeve. Seems like I'll be able to gain quite a lot from killing you." Feeling Yi Chunfeng's sudden increase in strength, Mo Long Yuan was not surprised but delighted. He showed great interest in his cultivation inheritance. 100 Souls Blood Demon Blade. The Chinquin ring on Mo Long Yuan's finger flashed, and a blood-red blade appeared in his hand. When he held the 100 Souls Blood Demon Blade in his hand, his aura became sharp, bringing great pressure to Yi Chunfeng. "Boss, be careful. There's something mysterious about the heaven artifact in that old man's hand. If I'm not wrong, there are hundreds of powerful souls sealed in that demonic blade, which can amplify his attack power." The chaotic divine beast warned. The West Demon Sect is indeed a 7th-grade saint ground. Their foundation is indeed not simple. Yi Chunfeng muttered to himself with a solemn expression, "Kid, let me send you to hell." Mo Long Yuan's eyes flashed with killing intent. With the 100 Souls Blood Demon Blade in his hand, he turned into a hurricane and slashed towards Yi Chunfeng with a force that could split the heavens and earth. 9 heavens, 8 trigrams formation. When Mo Longyuan attacked, Yi Chunfeng decisively took out the 8 trigrams formation and enveloped Mo Longyuan, who was close to him. Then, Yi Chunfeng summoned the sword puppet and used its indestructible body to block Mo Longyuan's destructive slash. Bam! Mo Longyuan's slash landed heavily on the body of the sword spirit puppet, instantly exhausting 1/10 of its energy. However, its body was not injured in the slightest, and it had completely blocked Mo Longyuan's attack. Feeling the rebounding force from the 100 Souls Blood Demon Blade, Mo Longyuan raised his eyebrows and revealed a look of horror. In the next moment, the 9 Heavens 8 trigrams formation was activated. 999 offensive runes gathered to form the 8 trigrams formation and bombarded his body, forcing him to divert his attention to block it. However, the 9 Heavens 8 trigrams formation was damaged by Mo Hun's self-explosion, which greatly affected its offensive power. Hence, the terrifying Mo Longyuan managed to block the attack. Sword-based Dao pattern, Fire Dragon destroys the world, 9 sword slash. While Mo Longyuan was tearing apart the offensive runes with his strength, Yi Chunfeng made his move. 10 sword-based Dao patterns shot out from his body and gathered in the king weapon. He slashed out 9 flaming dragons that were baring their fangs and brandishing their claws, and bombarded Mo Longyuan. Mo Longyuan's eyes narrowed when he saw the 9 flaming dragon sword shadows that were formed by the sword-based Dao pattern. He continuously slashed out more than 10 slashes. It was as though there were layers of huge waves in the sea, overlapping one another endlessly. They fiercely slashed at the flaming dragon's sword shadows and forcefully broke the 9 sword slash. 9 Heavens 8 trigrams formation increased the attack power. The moment the 9 sword slash was broken, Yi Chunfeng increased the attack power of the 9 Heavens 8 trigrams formation and ferociously attacked Mo Longyuan. He was trying his best to suppress Mo Longyuan's attack. Brat, I have to admit that you are the most talented young man I have ever seen. But it is a pity that your cultivation level is too low. Even if you have comprehended the first heaven of the Sword Dao and possess a high-grade heaven artifact, you are still powerless. Mo Longyuan's slash tore apart the 9 Heavens 8 trigrams formation's attack and started to counterattack. He continuously slashed out with his saber aura, which was like a temperamental wave that surged towards Yi Chunfeng. Feeling the intense killing power from the layers of Saber Sea, Yi Chunfeng decisively ordered the sword puppet to rush up and use its body to neutralize the power of the Saber Sea. As for himself, he leaped up high. The spirit pearl in his Shunmin acupoint burst out with 3 million gene of strength and poured all of it into the king weapon. Thunder and sword Dao patterns revolve around his body. A terrifying thunderstorm swirled within the 9 Heavens 8 trigrams formation. 7 swords of judgment, thunder devour. With a slash, the killing power, sword Dao patterns, thunder Dao patterns, and 3 million gene of strength quickly gathered and condensed into an invincible giant thundersword. It tore apart the Saber Sea that was bombarding the sword puppet and slashed towards Mo Longyuan. Great Demon slaying Dragon Blade. Mo Longyuan's reaction was extremely fast. Before the giant thunder sword slashed towards him, he immediately reacted. The rolling saber aura turned into a pitch-black demonic dragon and slashed on the giant thundersword. It set off a huge wave in the 9 Heavens 8 trigrams formation, causing the formation to tremble violently. 9 Heavens 8 trigrams formation, 9 layers heavy pressure. As a large amount of destructive power spread out, Yi Chunfeng suddenly increased the spatial pressure of the 9 Heavens 8 trigrams formation. He suppressed the destructive power and bombarded it towards Mo Longyuan. It heavily bombarded his body, causing his blood and chi to tumble and causing him to suffer light injuries. Seems like I have to get serious. Mo Longyuan took in a deep breath and suppressed the surging blood and chi energy in his body. He circulated the heavenly incantation of the Western Devil sect at a high speed, raising his strength to the limit. With a single slash, he tore apart the surging destructive power and rapidly closed in on Yi Qinfeng. Blood-refining demonic blade. As he approached Yi Qinfeng, the 100-soul blood demonic blade in Mo Longyuan's hand let out a bone-chilling ghost cry. A blood-red blade shadow slashed down heavily towards Yi Qinfeng, who was defending with all his strength. Kacha! Yi Qinfeng's defensive sword shadow shattered, and the blood-smell devil's saber viciously chopped down on the ruler armament. A powerful destructive force passed through the ruler armament and into Yi Qinfeng's body, directly sending him flying. His body heavily slammed into the wall of the 9 Heavens 8 trigrams formation, and a large amount of blood spurted out from his mouth. For mobile users, please visit Chapter 390. Boss, do you need me to attack? Sensing that Yi Qinfeng was injured, the Chaos Divine Beast, who had been waiting for an opportunity, asked anxiously. Now is not the time. Let's wait. Yi Qinfeng took a deep breath and responded. He immediately executed the concept of life and condensed 10 life Tao patterns in his body, quickly recovering his injuries. In the blink of an eye, Yi Qinfeng's injuries were stabilized by the 10 life Tao patterns. His damaged meridians and body were recovering at a speed visible to the naked eye. And, sensing that Yi Qinfeng's injuries were recovering rapidly, Mo Longyuan revealed a surprised expression. He was shocked by Yi Qinfeng's endless methods. Dragon bloodline, burn all of it. Beast soul form. At this critical moment, Yi Qinfeng no longer concealed his strength. He burned all of his dragon bloodline and transformed into his strongest beast soul form. What? Beast soul form. Seeing Yi Qinfeng's body double in size and covered with a thick layer of blood dragon scales, a dragon helmet appeared on his head, and an ancient rune flashed on his forehead. A dragon tail appeared behind him. Mo Longyuan's heart was in turmoil. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. Why is he able to execute the ability that only Emperor-level experts can use when he is only a rank 6 Mystic Beast ancestor? How'd he do it? Just as Mo Longyuan was in shock, Yi Qinfeng, who had transformed into his beast soul form and reached the rank 4 Reverse Beast King realm for a short period of time, made his move. His physical strength had increased to 4 million gene. The power of slaughter for million kilograms of force, and the sword Tao patterns gushed into the king weapon as he struck out 81 consecutive sword strikes. Each sword strike had the power to pierce through the void and shatter mountains as it enveloped Mo Longyuan. 100 battles blood shadow. Like the rolling sea, the endless sword shadows attacked. Mo Longyuan's body surged with a large amount of bloodlight as he quickly brandished the 100-soul blood demon blade to block. However, this time, Mo Longyuan wasn't as calm as before. Every time he blocked Yi Qinfeng's sword shadow, his arm would feel a trace of numbness. Over time, his entire arm was numb. Double sword chop. Just as Mo Longyuan was about to use his superhuman strength to tear apart Yi Qinfeng's sword wave, the sword spirit puppet, who was burning a large amount of energy, closed in on Mo Longyuan. Wielding a pair of low-grade heaven artifact-level swords, it ferociously attacked Mo Longyuan, scattering his attacks. Facing the sudden attack of the sword puppet, Mo Longyuan abruptly raised his left hand, and a large palm imprint filled with the power of destruction ferociously imprinted on the 2 swords of the sword puppet, forcibly blocking his attack. 8 trigrams formation fall. At this moment, the 8 trigrams formation diagram formed by the offensive runes fell down again, continuing to disperse his attacks. Break. After being continuously attacked, Mo Longyuan was enraged. A terrifying energy burst out from his body, slamming into the 8 trigrams formation, forcibly shattering the 8 trigrams formation. Judgment 7 Swords, Waning Moon. Taking advantage of Mo Longyuan's distraction, Yi Qinfeng executed his killer move. Sword and lightning Tao patterns surged out from his body, fusing with the power of slaughter and the power of the dragon's blood to form the Waning Moon Sword Slash. The terrifying power seemed to be able to split the heaven and earth as it slashed towards Mo Long Yuan, whose expression changed slightly. Boom! A huge explosion resounded, and the entire space trembled. Mo Long Yuan's all-out defense was broken by Yi Qinfeng's trump cards and his killer move. Mo Long Yuan's entire body suffered a heavy blow, and he was sent flying. A large amount of blood spurted out from his mouth. Mo Long Yuan didn't even dream that as a rank 6 Defiant Beast King, he would be injured by Yi Qinfeng, who was one realm lower. Without giving him a chance to catch his breath, the sword puppet and the 8 trigrams formation diagram continued to attack him, aggravating his injuries. Without a choice, Mo Long Yuan took out the extremely valuable blood devil bug that was unique to the Western Devil sect and quickly swallowed it, forcibly increasing his strength. To be able to force me to eat the blood devil bug, you can be proud even if you die, Mo Long Yuan said with a gloomy expression. Disgusting blood bumps appeared all over his body, and the energy in his body forcefully resisted the attacks of the sword puppet and the 8 trigrams formation diagram. Wrath of God's punishment. The moment the 8 trigrams formation diagram was shattered by Mo Long Yuan slash, the black flame sky fire, ancient cold mystic ice, and ancient extreme purple thunder surged out from Yi Qinfeng's body. They gathered into a tricolored destructive light ball and blasted towards Mo Long Yuan like a meteor. Myriad transformations, Black Lotus. Feeling the destructive power contained in the wrath of God's punishment, Mo Long Yuan immediately opened his mouth. Billowing demonic aura gathered into a slowly blooming black lotus and crashed towards the wrath of God's punishment. Boom! A thunderous explosion resounded, and the 9 Heaven 8 trigrams formation diagram shook violently. The 2 destructive forces violently repelled each other, and a billowing energy storm swept across the surroundings. 9 Heaven 8 trigrams formation diagram, suppress. While the tide-like energy was rampant, Yi Qinfeng continued to control the 9 Heaven 8 trigrams formation diagram to suppress the space, and a destructive energy storm bombarded Mo Long Yuan's body. Great Demon slaying dragon slash. Within the storm, Mo Long Yuan, whose blood and chi were surging, quickly slashed out a slash. The billowing demonic aura and blood aura blended together and turned into a demonic dragon-like blade. It directly tore apart the destructive energy storm and the 8 trigrams formation diagram suppression, and slashed towards Yi Qinfeng without any reduction in power. Wind riding technique. When the demonic dragon slash arrived, Yi Qinfeng's movement speed instantly soared. Like a gust of wind, he dodged the attack of the great demon slaying dragon slash. However, the severely damaged 9 Heaven 8 trigrams formation diagram could not withstand the attack of the great demon slaying dragon slash, and a clear crack appeared on it. Chaos Divine Beast, prepare to attack, break all the blood lumps on his body. Yi Qinfeng did not let the Chaos Divine Beast attack for a long time because he wanted to deal with Mo Long Yuan's sudden increase in strength after eating the Blood Devil Bug. Although the Blood Devil Bug unique to the Western Devil sect could increase one's strength for a short period of time, the blood lumps were a fatal weakness. Once the blood lumps were broken, Mo Long Yuan's strength would be greatly reduced. Thunder Flash. Lightning flashed under Yi Qinfeng's feet. He took a risk and approached Mo Long Yuan, whose strength had increased to the limit. Die for me. When Mo Long Yuan saw Yi Qinfeng daring to approach him, he did not waste this opportunity and immediately used the Blood Devil Blade. The Blood Red 100-Soul Blood Devil Blade carried a shocking destructive power as it slashed toward Yi Qinfeng. 2 million kilograms of power. Facing Mo Long Yuan's fatal strike, Yi Qinfeng didn't dodge. He channeled 4 million gene of strength, the 5 killing halos, and the power of the dragon blood into his king weapon, using all his strength to defend against Mo Long Yuan's attack. Boom! The moment the 2 heaven artifacts collided, an earth-shattering power erupted, and a powerful repulsive force passed through the two heaven artifacts and into their bodies. After a head-on collision, both of them were heavily injured. Yi Qinfeng's arms were badly injured, and his flesh was lacerated. His meridians and internal organs were severely injured. Primal Chaos Roar. At this moment, the Chaos Divine Beast let out a fatal roar and attacked Mo Longyuan at close range. The Chaos Divine Beast had the strength of a level 6 heavenly beast. Its full strength roar was extremely powerful. At such a close range, it was enough to kill a level 5 reverse Beast King. Furthermore, Mo Longyuan was hit by the recoil, and his body's defense was extremely weak. His body took the Chaos Roar head-on, and his body's defense was immediately shattered. The blood lumps on his body kept breaking, and a large amount of sticky blood flowed out. Roar. After the roar, the Chaos Divine Beast continued to attack. It used its last bit of strength and let out another world-shaking roar. Like a surging tsunami, it slammed into Mo Longyuan's body, being continuously attacked by the most powerful roar of the Chaos Divine Beast. All the blood lumps on Mo Longyuan's body were shattered. His sky-gray battle suit was dented, and his body was severely wounded. Like a kite with a broken string, he crashed heavily into the wall of the Nine Heavens 8 diagrams formation. The powerful impact directly broke the wall, which was full of cracks, and he fell outside. Brat, the next time I see you, I will definitely kill you. With his body heavily injured and his internal organs damaged, Mo Longyuan knew that if he stayed any longer, he would not be able to survive. After leaving behind those words, he endured the injuries on his body and forcefully condensed his soul wings and flew away. HTL mobile reading site. Book address. For the convenience of our next reading, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 391. Early in the morning, a thin layer of rose-colored sunrise appeared in the east. A ray of light shone through the haze and illuminated a nameless snowy mountain. Phew, I finally recovered. In a hidden ice cave in the depths of the snowy mountain, Yi Qinfeng was enveloped in the Tao pattern of life. After nearly 10 days of recuperation, he had basically recovered from his heavy injuries. A level 6 Defiant Beast King is indeed terrifying. If it weren't for Hun Dun's help with my strength and trump cards, I would only have a chance to heavily injure him by using the Life Spirit Art. However, it would be impossible to kill him. In the battle with the level 6 Defiant Beast King, Yi Qinfeng's meridians and internal organs were severely injured. Dozens of his bones were even broken. This made him deeply feel the gap between their realms. After recovering from his injuries, Yi Qinfeng immediately flew out of the nameless snowy mountain. He followed the map of the Northern Spirit region and flew to the Misty Mountain. He wanted to tell Shui Piaoling about the West Demon Sect, Ice Palace, and Snake Valley secret collusion so that she could report it to the Misty Mountain. Everyone, hurry up. After passing through the northern vast snowy mountain, we will arrive at the Northern Spirit region. At dawn, a seemingly ordinary caravan entered the northern vast snowy mountain at the border of the North Sea state with a large amount of goods. They moved quickly on the winding mountain road. Hiss! Just as the caravan entered the depths of the snowy mountains of the northern wilderness, a series of hissing sounds suddenly rang out from the snow-covered mountain forest. Hundreds of colorful demon snakes, several meters long, drilled out from the silent snowy forest and surrounded the caravan. Snakes, so many snakes. Looking at the snakes that were emitting the aura of death, the caravan members' faces changed. Their eyes were filled with panic. Kakik, Zhou Tong, where are you going by pretending to be a caravan? An old man who was as thin as a matchstick, had strangely large eyes and long white hair like weeds. He wore a dark green robe and walked out of the snow forest. He looked at the panicked people in the caravan and said in a hoarse voice, "Venerable Flowery Snake, my Zhou clan does not wish to participate in the dispute between you and Misty Mountain. I hope that the Venerable will be magnanimous and let us go." As long as the Venerable is willing to let us go, the Venerable can freely choose from the treasures of my Zhou clan. The head of the Zhou family, Zhou Shirtong, looked at one of the 8 venerables of the Snake Valley, the level 3 reverse Beast King Venerable Flower Snake, and pretended to be calm. There's no need to go through so much trouble. Once I kill all of you, everything in your Zhou clan will be mine. The Venerable Flower Snake opened his mouth, revealing his ink-black teeth as he spoke ferociously. Venerable, please take into account that my Zhou family has always been loyal to the Snake Valley. I beg you to let us go. I swear to the heavens that my Zhou family will never reveal the cooperation between the Snake Valley and the Western Devil Sect. We only want to live in anonymity for the rest of our lives. Zhou Shirtong became more and more panicked as he looked into Venerable Viper's eyes and thought of his vicious methods. He pleaded in a pleading tone, I only believe in dead people. However, seeing that your Zhou family is still loyal, I will give you a quick death. I won't torture you. Venerable Flower Snake was unmoved by Zhou Shirtong's pleading. He spoke with a murderous intent. Wait, Venerable Flower Snake, my Zhou family is willing to help the Snake Valley deal with the Misty Mountain. Zhou Shirtong compromised in the face of death. Too late. Venerable Flower Snake was unmoved. He let out a strange sound from his mouth and ordered the hundreds of demonic snakes to attack Zhou Shirtong and the rest. In Snake Valley Misty Mountain, just as the Zhou family was in a desperate situation and was being bitten by the hundreds of demonic snakes, Yi Chenfeng coincidentally flew above the northern snow mountain. He released his powerful soul spirit and felt Zhou Shirtong shout. He revealed a surprised expression. In the next moment, Yi Chenfeng suddenly sped up and turned into a golden afterimage in the air, flying over an extremely fast speed. Rumble! The ancient purple lightning spewed out from Yi Chenfeng's body and turned into a violent thunder that filled the sky. It bombarded the hundreds of demonic snakes that were biting Zhou Shirtong and the rest. In the blink of an eye, the demonic snakes that were comparable to level 1 heavenly beasts were smashed into minced meat by the ancient purple lightning. Their charred bodies scattered all over the ground. Who is it? Venerable Flower Snake, who had a cruel smile on his face, suddenly discovered that the demonic snakes that he had carefully raised were killed in the blink of an eye. The smile on his face instantly froze, and a thick, murderous aura was emitted from his skinny body. In the next moment, a golden light flashed in front of his eyes. An oppressive force that made him feel suffocated descended from the sky, carrying with it a shocking airflow that bombarded his chest. Venerable Flower Snake, who was a level 3 heavenly beast king, instinctively reacted to the sudden attack. His soul spirit surged out of his body and gathered at his chest, forming a defensive vortex to block the sudden attack. Great Sun Heavenly Fire Fist. Yi Chenfeng instantly fused with the power of the 2-headed Blood Dragon King and activated the soul spirit in his Shunmin acupoint. He poured the black flame Heavenly Fire into his fist and blasted out a shocking Dao skill. The fist that was burning with heavenly fire and contained 5 million kilograms of force smashed through the defensive vortex like crushing dry weeds and smashed viciously on Venerable Flower Snake's chest. PFFF. After facing the Great Sun Heavenly Fire Fist head-on, the Supreme-grade Earth artifact battle armor that Venerable Flower Snake was wearing immediately shattered. A torrent of violent energy surged into his body, collapsing his chest and injuring his meridians. He was sent flying by the punch, and hot blood spurted out uncontrollably from his mouth. Sword-type Dao pattern break. After sending Venerable Flower Snake flying with one punch, 10 sword-type Dao patterns shot out of Yi Chenfeng's body and pierced into Venerable Flower Snake's body at a speed that was hard to be seen with the naked eye. They crushed all his meridians and penetrated his heart, directly crippling him. This sudden scene completely stunned Zhou Shirtong and the rest. Looking at Venerable Flower Snake lying in a pool of blood and howling in pain, Zhou Shirtong and the rest felt as though they were in a dream. It was unreal. Ancient cold mystic ice freeze. After crippling venerable flower snake with lightning speed, Yi Chen-feng immediately released the ancient cold mystic ice and froze his body. He slowly turned around and looked at the stunned Zhou Shitong and the rest with reverence in their eyes. He said indifferently, "I have a question for all of you. I hope you can answer me truthfully. Senior, please speak." Zhou Shitong bowed slightly and said respectfully to Yi Chen-feng, who was wearing a human skin mask, "Tell me what you know about the cooperation between the Western Devil Sect and the Snake Valley." Yi Chen-feng ordered without any room for objection. This, after hearing Yi Chen-feng's question, Zhou Shitong's expression changed slightly. He immediately lifted his head and looked at Yi Chen-feng. When he met Yi Chen-feng's sharp eyes, his heart trembled inexplicably. "Remember, I want to hear the truth. If you dare to lie to me, don't blame me for being impolite." Looking at Zhou Shitong's uncertain expression, Yi Chen-feng warned him coldly. "Father, the Snake Valley has already exterminated our Zhou clan. There is no need for us to help them hide their secret." At this moment, a petite lady in a long emerald green dress walked to Zhou Shitong's side and spoke softly. "If I tell you the truth, will you let us go?" Zhou Shitong made up his mind and looked at Yi Chen-feng's sharp eyes as he asked. "Sure." Yi Chen-feng nodded. "Thank you." After receiving an affirmative answer from Yi Chen-feng, Zhou Shitong took a deep breath and told him everything he knew. "Do you have any evidence of the secret collusion between the Snake Valley and the Western Devil Sect?" Yi Chen-feng continued to ask after unexpectedly obtaining a lot of important information. "No, our Zhou clan doesn't dare to keep any evidence that would bring trouble to us." Zhou Shitong shook his head and said, "All right, you can go now. Whether you can escape the pursuit of the Snake Valley in the end will depend on your luck." Yi Chen-feng did not press Zhou Shitong any further. He took the unconscious, venerable flower snake, who had been frozen into an ice sculpture, into the air and flew away at an extremely fast speed. For mobile users, please visit Chapter 392. The first rays of the morning sun shone brightly in the east. The dark sky shook off the black veil and ushered in a brand new day. Natural Moat Misty Mountain was a huge mountain range that stretched for thousands of miles in the northern part of Misty Mountain. The mountain range had a complex terrain with towering ancient trees, a large number of demon beasts, and a large number of spirit herbs. Every day, a large number of Misty Mountain disciples would form groups and enter the heavenly moat Cloud Mist Mountain. They would hunt the demonic beasts within the mountain and search for precious spirit herbs. While tempering themselves, they would also carry out sect missions to exchange for the points they needed for cultivation. Qingxue, how do you think Xingfeng has been in the past 4 years? What realm has he cultivated to? Two tall and beautiful figures appeared in Natural Moat Misty Mountain. These two were Ji Qingxue and Bai Xia, who had a close relationship with Yi Chen-feng. After cultivating in Misty Mountain for 4 years, Ji Qingxue and Bai Xia's strength had greatly improved. Both of them had cultivated to the 6th grade Earth Beast General Realm. They were only one step away from mutating their spirit beasts and breaking through to the Heavenly Beast Immortal Realm to become Misty Mountain's inner disciples. Although they were only one step away from the Heavenly Beast Immortal Realm, it was not easy to cross this step. In order to exchange enough cultivation resources to break through to the Heavenly Beast Immortal Realm, Ji Qingxue and Bai Xia took the risk to come to Natural Moat Misty Mountain to carry out sect missions. They hunted the 6th grade 5-colored poisonous python and brought back their poisonous fangs to exchange for points. Changfeng, you should have broken through to the Heavenly Beast Immortal Realm long ago, Ji Qingxue muttered to herself. Thinking back to the past, Ji Qingxue blamed herself and regretted her actions. She regretted that she had hurt Yi Chen-feng even more. Sigh, if only Qingfeng could come to Misty Mountain with us to cultivate. With Changfeng's talent, he could definitely become a core disciple, and our situation would not be so difficult. Bai Xia sighed softly. She could not help but miss Yi Chen-feng. As the two girls talked, they went deeper into the heavenly moat Cloudy Mist Mountain. As they walked, ear-piercing hisses entered their ears. Through a lush thicket, They found a strange snake that was more than 10 meters long. It was as thick as a bucket, and its entire body was brightly colored. It had a pair of small, fleshy wings on its neck. Not good. This is a 5-colored poison-winged python. Ji Qingxue and Bai Xia's expressions changed drastically when they saw the colorful python hovering in the bushes. They recognized the strange snake in front of them. It was the evolved species of the 5-colored venomous python, the 5-colored venomous winged python. Its level had surpassed the 6th grade, reaching the 8th grade. It was comparable to a 3rd grade heavenly beast immortal expert. Xia, let's go. Noticing the danger, the two women did not hesitate at all. They wanted to escape from the dangerous bushes as soon as possible. When the two girls turned around to escape, the 5-colored poison-winged python, with its scarlet tongue out, discovered them. Like an arrow leaving the bow, it flew out of the bushes and opened its bloody mouth to bite Ji Qingxue, who was the closest to it. Snowfall sword art. Sensing danger behind her, Ji Qingxue, who had nowhere else to run, turned around abruptly. She quickly brandished her low-grade Earth-tier longsword, creating dozens of sharp snowflakes that swept towards the 5-colored poison-winged python like a snowstorm. When Ji Qingxue used her low-grade Earth-rank soul skill to attack, Bai Xia did not selfishly run away. She also used her snowfall sword art to attack, trying to force the 5-colored poison-winged python to retreat. Although the snowfall sword art was powerful, Ji Qingxue and Bai Xia's strength was too weak. Moreover, they attacked in a hurry, so they were unable to display the true power of the snowfall sword art. The ferocious 5-colored poison-winged python directly pierced through the dense snowfall sword art. Seeing the 5-colored poison-winged python bearing its fangs getting closer and closer, Ji Qingxue was so scared that her face turned pale. Despair appeared in her eyes. Xiao! Suddenly, an ear-piercing sound broke through the air. A dark green spear light pierced through the layers of air and pierced the head of the 5-colored poison-winged python. Chi! The 5-colored poison-winged python's head was pierced through by the sudden appearance of the sharp spear light. A large amount of blood spurted out. Its huge body fell heavily to the ground and died on the spot. My two junior sisters, are you okay? A young man wearing a white martial arts suit, with a tall and straight figure and a gentle smile on his fair face, who was a Class 3 mystic beast ancestor, walked over with a 9-foot 9-inch long snake-headed spear in his hand. Looking at the frightened Ji Qingxue and Bai Xia, he asked gently. Behind him, there were two misty mountain disciples. From the aura emitted by the two, they had both reached the mystic beast ancestor realm. Thank you for saving our lives, Senior Brother Gao. Looking at the tall and straight figure of the extraordinary white-robed man, Ji Qingxue, whose face was slightly pale, heaved a long sigh of relief. She squeezed out a smile and softly thanked him. Bai Xia looked at the white-robed man with a trace of disgust in her eyes. This white-robed man was called Gao Yuqin. He was a Class 3 mystic beast ancestor and a core disciple of Misty Mountain. His strength could be ranked in the top 30 of Misty Mountain's younger generation. In addition to his extraordinary talent and strength, Gao Yuqin's background was not simple. His grandfather was one of Misty Mountain's 3 protectors, a Class 3 defiant Beast King expert. It's just a small matter. Junior Sister Ji, you don't have to take it to heart. A faint smile appeared on Gao Yuqin's face as he gently gazed at Ji Qingxue's alluring face, as well as her graceful figure, as he spoke in a soft voice. All right, Qingxue, Xia, why did the two of you come to Misty Mountain? Gao Yuqin softly asked. We're here to carry out a sect mission, Ji Qingxue said. Junior sisters, Misty Mountain is extremely dangerous. With your strength, it's more or less dangerous to train here. Why don't we travel together? This way, we can take care of each other if there's an accident. Gao Yuqin very warmly invited them. His gentle tone made it hard for them to refuse. We appreciate Senior Brother Gao's kindness, but Xia and I are used to traveling alone. We won't travel together with Senior Brother Gao. Ji Qingxue looked at the tall and straight Gao Yuqin with a faint smile and tactfully refused. All right then. Gao Yuqin wasn't angry that his invitation was rejected. He still revealed a faint smile and said, "I'll give this rattlesnake arrow to junior sister G. If you encounter any danger, detonate it immediately. If I'm nearby, I'll definitely arrive in time." "Thank you, senior brother Gao." Looking at Gao Yuqing's sincere eyes, Ji Qingxue didn't refuse anymore. She put away the rattlesnake arrow and left with Baixia. Looking at their departing backs, Gao Yuqing's eyes became colder and colder. In the end, it burst out with a sinister look. "Young Master Gao, this Ji Qingxue doesn't know what's good for her. If young Master Gao is really interested in her, I have 2 bags of medicine here. As long as you feed her, I guarantee that she'll instantly become a slut and beg you to ravage her." Gao Yuqing's companion, a slightly obese man with narrowed eyes, said with bad intentions, "What do you know? Conquering such an arrogant woman is much more interesting than conquering her body." The corners of Gao Yuqing's lips curled up slightly as he revealed a prideful smile. "The woman I've taken a fancy to has yet to escape from my grasp. I will definitely make this Ji Qingxue willingly submit to me. Young Master Gao is brilliant." The slightly plump man narrowed his eyes and flattered, "Young Master Gao, us 2 brothers are very interested in that Baixia. Can you give her to us 2 brothers?" "All right, then I'll give Baixia to you. But don't play her to death. When I'm tired of Ji Qingxue, I'll have a taste of her." Gao Yuqing revealed a despicable expression, licked his scarlet lips, and said, "Haha, of course, of course." The plump man and his companion said excitedly, "Let's go, we'll follow them. Maybe we'll have an unexpected harvest." After saying that, Gao Yuqing and his companions who had ulterior motives restrained their auras and quietly followed Ji Qingxue and Baixia. For mobile users, please visit Chapter 393. Qingxue, the way Gao Yuqing looks at you is a little strange. You have to be careful. Baixia looked at the worried Ji Qingxue and softly reminded her, "I know, but this Gao Yuqing is the grandson of Misty Mountain's 3 protectors. He is also a core disciple of Misty Mountain and a 3rd-grade Mystic Beast sect expert. Whether it is his future or background, he is not someone we can offend." Ji Qingxue sighed softly in her heart and said helplessly, "Why don't we go find Sect Master Shui after we return and ask her to back us up and warn Gao Yuqing?" Baixia bit her alluring red lips and said, "It's useless." Ji Qingxue shook her head and said, "Sect Master Shui has already helped us a lot. Moreover, Misty Mountain and West Devil Sect are enemies now. Sect Master Shui is under a lot of pressure. She won't offend the 3 protectors for me. Then what should we do? I can't just watch you jump into a fire pit." Baixia said anxiously. "Xia, don't worry about me." Looking at Baixia's anxious expression, Ji Qingxue's heart warmed. She said somewhat resignedly, "I've already gotten over it. If it really develops to that point, I won't let Gao Yuqing have his way even if I die." "What's wrong? Are you guys in trouble?" Just as Ji Qingxue resigned helplessly and Baixia was at a loss, a familiar voice suddenly entered their ears, causing their bodies to stiffen. Without looking with their eyes or using their soul perception, Ji Qingxue and Baixia were certain that this voice belonged to the Yi Chanfeng that they had been yearning for day and night. "Chengfeng is here. He came back to find us." Ji Qingxue and Baixia suddenly turned around and saw Yi Chanfeng in a white martial arts suit. His figure was tall and straight, and his eyes were shining with a sharp light. He was carrying a human-shaped ice sculpture and slowly walked towards them. Chengfeng, looking at Yi Chanfeng's familiar face, Ji Qingxue and Baixia felt as if they were in a dream. Hot tears instantly covered their beautiful faces as they rushed towards Yi Chanfeng and hugged him tightly, as if they wanted to melt into his body and never be separated from him. "All right, stop crying. Tell me who bullied you. I'll avenge you." Yi Chanfeng inserted the frozen venerable flower snake into the hard mountain ground. He gently hugged their soft bodies and buried his head in their ears as he asked, "No, no one bullied us. We are fine." The 2 girls were not clear about Yi Chanfeng's current strength. They were afraid that he would clash with Gao Yuqing, so they did not tell him the truth. Just as the 3 of them were hugging each other tightly in the forest, Gao Yuqin and the other two who had been quietly tailing them appeared. When Gao Yuqin saw Ji Qingxue and Bai Xia, whom he had secretly decided to be his women, hugging a strange man in the depths of the forest, a towering rage exploded in his chest. Mother of Asterisk Kerr, who is that person? Gao Yuqin looked at Yi Chunfeng with eyes that were spitting fire as he asked while gnashing his teeth. I don't know. That person shouldn't be from our Misty Mountain. The chubby man and the other two shook their heads and said, You dare to steal my women. I will make you regret being born into this world. After Gao Yuqin and the other two spoke, they revealed their true faces and walked towards Yi Chunfeng aggressively, radiating a baleful aura. Not good. Qingxue, Gao Yuqin, and the others are here. Seeing Gao Yuqin and the other two from the corner of her eyes, Bai Xia's heart tightened. She immediately transmitted her voice to Ji Qingxue. Don't be afraid. Leave them to me. When Gao Yuqin and the other two appeared, Yi Chunfeng's powerful soul had already sensed them. Looking at the two girls' nervous expressions, Yi Chunfeng guessed the reason and said softly, Don't Qingfeng. That Gao Yuqin's background is not small. He is also a rank 3 mystic beast sect expert. You are not his match. Ji Qingxue and the other two girls did not understand Yi Chunfeng's strength. They were afraid that something would happen to him, so they grabbed his clothes tightly and said, Why? You don't believe in my strength? Yi Chunfeng revealed a confident smile and said, Don't worry. Nothing will happen. Mother of Asterisk Kerr, let go of your dirty hands that are hugging them. Otherwise, I will not be polite to you. The chubby man narrowed his small eyes and warned Yi Chunfeng loudly. Song Yu, what are you trying to do? Feeling the murderous aura emitted from the chubby man, Ji Qingxue and the other two girls immediately stood in front of Yi Chunfeng and questioned loudly. So it's a gigolo. Looking at the two girls' actions, the corner of Gao Yuqin's mouth curled up slightly and revealed a trace of ridicule. He said, I have my eyes on these two girls. If you don't want to die, kneel down obediently and crawl under my crotch. Then, get lost as far as you can. Otherwise, this day next year will be your death anniversary. How dare you? Looking at Gao Yuqin, who had shed all pretense of cordiality, Ji Qingxue and the other two girls' expressions changed drastically. They warned loudly, Gao Yuqin, if you continue to be presumptuous, we will immediately return to Misty Mountain and complain to Sect Master Shui. Ji Qingxue, Bai Xia, don't be so shameless. I have my eyes on you because you are convinced. If you don't know what's good for you, then don't blame me for being ruthless. Gao Yuqin revealed a ferocious expression and said fiercely, Also, don't expect anyone to come and save you. Here, it's useless even if you shout until your throat is hoarse. Gao Yuqin, you are shameless. Ji Qingxue and the other two girls were so angry that their faces turned pale. Their hearts were filled with panic. I am shameless? Ha ha ha. I have something even more shameless. Gao Yuqin laughed arrogantly and said, Song Yu, feed those 2 packets of medicine to the 2 little beauties. Medicine? Gao Yuqin, what are you trying to do? Seeing the lecherous look in Song Yu's narrowed eyes, Ji Qingxue and the other 2 girls panicked and their faces turned pale. When you eat these 2 packets of medicine, you will know what I am trying to do. Gao Yuqin said ferociously. As for you, I will wait for you to finish watching this good show before taking your dog life. Song Yu, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and feed the 2 little beauties the medicine. Little beauties, I spent a lot of money to buy these 2 packets of medicine. After eating them, I guarantee that you will feel like you are floating in the air and want to die. Song Yu said with a lascivious smile and walked towards Ji Qingxue and the other 2 girls who were pale with fright. However, Yi Chunfeng was completely ignored by him. However, he did not realize that Yi Chunfeng had a memory stone hidden in his hand that was recording everything that was happening in front of him. However, when he approached Yi Chunfeng, a violent, and vicious murderous aura suddenly emitted from Yi Chunfeng's body and blasted into his body, making him feel as if he had fallen into hell. All the hair on his body stood on end. In the next moment, Yi Chunfeng moved with a gloomy expression. Like a flash of lightning, he appeared in front of him and snatched the 2 packets of medicine powder from his hand. With a slap, he flew out and fell into a lush shrub in the distance. His vision turned black, and he fainted. What? Song Yu was a grade 1 mystic beast sect expert. Seeing the scene of him being sent flying by Yi Chanfeng with a slap, the smiles on Gao Yuqin and the other 2 girls' faces froze. Gao Yuqin, right? No one can save you today. Yi Chanfeng looked at Gao Yuqin with a cold gaze. He had already sentenced him to death in his heart. Step by step, he walked over. Falling cloud palm. Feeling the pressure from Yi Chanfeng's body, Gao Yuqin roared and instantly fused with the power of his spiritual beast, imprinting the ethereal mountain's inherited soul skill. An extremely powerful palm light with a powerful airflow blasted towards Yi Chanfeng's chest. Break! Yi Chanfeng roared, and the power of his physical body erupted. He punched out towards the falling cloud palm. The terrifying fist force directly penetrated the falling cloud palm and bombarded Gao Yuqin's chest without any reduction in power. This punch sent him flying. His entire chest collapsed, and a large amount of blood and internal organs sprayed out from his mouth. Witnessing the scene in front of them, not only were Ji Qingxue and the other girls dumbfounded, even the tall man beside Gao Yuqin was dumbfounded. He could not believe what was happening in front of him. Just as the tall man opened his mouth wide, and before he could recover, Yi Chanfeng flicked his finger and a packet of medicine powder entered his mouth at lightning speed. It flowed down his throat and entered his body. Cough, cough, cough. The tall man knew the power of the medicine powder. A small half packet was enough to make him lose himself, and a whole packet was enough to burn his body to death. He hurriedly circulated his soul power, wanting to force the medicine powder out of his body. At this moment, Yi Chanfeng appeared beside him in a flash and released ancient frost mystic ice to freeze his body, not giving him a chance to force out the medicine powder. Gao Yuqin, it's your turn. Do you want to taste this medicine powder? The corners of Yi Chanfeng's mouth curled up slightly. He looked at Gao Yuqin, who was vomiting blood and struggling to get up from the ground, and walked over step by step. Seeing Yi Chanfeng walking over step by step, the seriously injured Gao Yuqin was terrified and warned loudly, "You, what do you want to do? I'm warning you. My grandfather is one of the 3 protectors of the ethereal mountain. If you dare to hurt me, I guarantee that my grandfather won't let you off. I see that your desires are quite strong, so I'll help you vent it." Yi Chanfeng revealed a cold smile. Ignoring Gao Yuqin's resistance, he fed half a packet of medicine powder into his mouth and released a wisp of ancient purple lightning to penetrate his meridians. "Wait for me here. I'll be back soon." After feeding the medicine powder, Yi Chanfeng immediately controlled the ancient frost mystic eyes to freeze Gao Yuqin's body, who was howling in pain. As the medicine began to take effect, Yi Chanfeng walked towards the bushes where Song Yu fell and fed the last of the medicine powder into the mouth of the unconscious Song Yu. "The 3 of you, enjoy yourselves." Yi Chanfeng waited for the medicine in Gao Yuqin and the other 2's bodies to take effect and lose themselves. He released the ice seal, revealed a faint smile, and turned to leave. Soon, strange sounds could be heard from the bushes. Broken chrysanthemums, wounds everywhere. Mobile users, please visit